Guys, here with a new video for the channel. I hope you like it, and if you like it, don't forget to leave your powerful like Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, get comfortable. Let's begin. This story would begin at the end of the battle against the legendary Saiyan Broly. Several months had passed since that battle, but in all this time, the God Destroyer Beerus was very thoughtful. Mr. Beerus, what's wrong? I haven't noticed that you're very pensive. Is something wrong with you? I'm thinking about the Saiyans, Goku and Broly. What's wrong with them, Mr. Beerus? Goku's power surpassed most of the God Destroyers with the Ultra Instinct, but Broly's power even surpassed Goku by the most worrisome thing, and is Broly doesn't control his legendary power. You are correct, Mr. Beerus. Do you want to train the Saiyan Broly? No, Whis. What I really want is to put an end to those two annoyances. Because of Son Goku, we were involved in the problem of the power tournament. Mr. Beerus, did you forget that Son Goku's the only friend of the King of Everything? Of course not, Whis. That's why I'm thinking. I don't know what I should do. At that moment, a guy would arrive to the planet. So much had been his power that neither Beerus nor Whis had felt his power. Well, apparently after millions of years, we see each other again, Beerus. Beerus would try to observe where the voice was coming from, but at the moment he recognized Moro. Beerus and Whis changed their expression to a much more serious and worried one. Moro, how the hell are you in this place? It's a long story, but I was able to recover a part of my powers, although my current power does not even compare to half the power I once possessed. Moro, former destroyer of universes, or better known as the Angel of Death. What do you have to offer in Universe 7? Don't worry, Mr. Whis. I just found your conversation interesting. I can help you if you wish. How can you help us? As you remember, I possess one of the most powerful mental powers in the multiverse. If I gather great power, I can create false memories in Daishanken and Zeno-sama. I hear you. Go on. What kind of memories? So they won't go on so suspicious. We can lock them in some other dimension and tell Zeno-sama's dwarf that he got locked up. Your plan is wonderful. But if the King of Everything sends the High Priest to free Son Goku, don't be in no hurry, Beerus. Everything is calculated. In the place where we'll lock them up, we will put this. Moro would take out a broken sword from an energy sphere. What's that supposed to be? Is that what I think it is? Apparently you remember it, Whis. After all, it is information that only angels possess. What is it, Whis? That is a cursed seal. Its negative energy is so much that not even a king is able to escape from the place where the seal is placed. And if any being from the outside wants to remove it, it'll be disintegrated. Excellent. Then, what are we waiting for? Let's do it immediately. I can't allow Son Goku and Saiyan Broly to become more powerful. But what will you gain? You'll know that later. But for now, I will leave this place. Moro would open a portal and enter the portal and disappear without a trace. Whis and Beerus would quickly go to planet Earth, arriving in approximately 27 minutes. Both would arrive at Bulma's house. Mr. Whis, Mr. Beerus, long time no see. I'll bring you something to eat. This is not the time for that. I need to have a meeting with all the Z warriors except for Son Goku. Bulma, noticing that Mr. Beerus was very serious, would organize the meeting immediately. At the moment that all the warriors arrived, Beerus would begin to speak. I've been thinking about Son Goku and Saiyan Broly, and I've decided to lock them in the time room. But what are you saying? My father saved us in the exhibition tournament. Tournament that he created. Vegeta, don't you want to be the #1 of Universe 7? From what I have investigated, I have been able to realize that all the warriors that have appeared come to this planet because of Mr. Goku. They were all discussing the subject, and after 2 hours of talking, they all agreed to lock Son Goku in the time room. I hope you are ready. We'll attack Son Goku right now. Whis, locate Goku right now. Whis would look in his staff. I got it, Mr. Beerus. Mr. Goku is on planet the Saiyan Broly. They're both training. I can't allow this. Today, we will exterminate with that plague. Everyone would leap towards Broly's planet. They'd all arrive in a few moments. When they arrived, Goku would approach. Hello, friends. Long time no see. Goku was not able to finish his sentence because at that very moment, the God-Destroyer Beerus would give him a furtive blow, sending him crashing into the mountains that were around him. Attack! Don't let them transform! Vegeta would throw himself against Broly, as well as Gohan. Both were putting in trouble the Saiyan, who was at the base mode. Beerus would rush against Son Goku, however, Goku was able to pass into Super Saiyan Blue maximum power, hitting him back, and also would make him fall into the ground, creating a large crater. I don't know what's happened to them, but they intend to kill us. I won't let them do it. Goku at an incredible speed was able to give a few blows to Vegeta and Gohan. Broly, it's time. Don't hold back. If we don't fight with everything we have, this will be the end of us. Broly would begin to transform into the legendary Super Saiyan. The whole planet was being affected due to such an increase of power. Lava was coming out from all over the planet until Broly had finished his transformation. Launching an attack against the first guy he saw. That's right, Broly launched himself against Beerus, who was covering his body, but the power was so much that it would send him a few meters back. I didn't want this to happen. It was a simple Saiyan who would come close to the power of a god. Beerus would release all his power, launching himself against Broly. Goku and Vegeta began with a very close battle. At that very moment, Gohan was not able to do anything because he didn't have enough power. Gohan would be filled with anger and impotence. Being able to reach the Beast Mode for the first time, everyone would turn to observe the new transformation of Gohan. His power is to finish you, Father! I hope you're ready! Gohan would throw himself in support of Vegeta, who was getting more and more injured by Son Goku's blows. While the three of them were exchanging blows, Goku would say to them, Why are you doing this to me and Broly? What have we done? Because you're new enemies and are always coming. Because of you, Trunks' future was destroyed by Zeno-sama. The battle was so... You never had any intentions of helping me. You're not a good father, and I don't want you to be in my daughter's growth. I don't want her to know that her grandfather's a monster. Goku was so hurt by the words of his son Gohan that even his neglected his defense a little, being hit by Vegeta and Gohan. At that moment, he would charge a powerful Manakasapo. That power left Goku on the verge of death. And that he would return to his base state. Meanwhile, with the Battle of Beerus, Broly would be giving a beating to the most powerful destroyer god of the 12 universes. That's why I was worried about you damn Saiyans. But let's see how you like this. Check out my new transformation. The power of Beerus began to rise in an incredible way. That's right, the power god Beerus was transforming, making the entire Universe 7 shudder for such a bestial power. Broly would be a little surprised by the pressure that Beerus released, but without caring so much, Broly would launch the attack, being able to hit him with a blow in his face. But Beerus would not move an inch. I realize that your power is nothing with my true power. Beerus would begin to massacre Broly with blows, making him fall to the ground again and again. Broly, on the ground badly wounded, could no longer do anything against the god Beerus, would rise up to the top of the planet and begin to charge a large sphere of destructive energy. Beerus would launch such a bestial power. However, to everyone's surprise, Broly was able to stop all that power. I will not die here. I swear I'll finish you with my own hands, you damn cat. You don't have enough power to back up your words. Beerus' attack would explode, creating an impressive explosion. Such an explosion would make everything around him be destroyed. When the smoke dissipated, the powerful Broly would still be standing. At that moment, he would fall to the ground out of combat. It's time, Whis. Let's take them to the room. Whis would take all those present, leaving to the temple of Kami-sama. At that moment, Whis would modify the room, making it much more resistant and powerful. Beerus would throw both Saiyans inside, at the moment leaving Beerus would destroy the entrance. Whis, activate the seal. As ordered by Beerus-sama. Whis would begin to recite some strange words in the language of the gods. At that moment, the sword would become a dark energy in the form of a barrier covering all the rooms that Whis had mentioned. We finally got rid of those bastards. There won't be a headache anymore. Whis and Beerus would return to their planet. Meanwhile, with Moore, he had observed everything from a crystal sphere. Damn cat, you fell into my trap. Though there's two Saiyans to protect this universe, they won't be able to stop me. Only those two were able to do it, as one had the blood of the Saiyan god, while the other possessed the unlimited power of the legendary Yamoshi. Moro would stand up and create a technique in the palm of his hand. With the power granted to me by my negative energy, I, Moro, I wish the king of everything in Daishinkan to believe that Son Goku is training in a very special dimension, has destroyed the entrance and is locked in forever. That ball of energy would come out as a great speed to the palace of the king of everything, Zeno-sama. At that moment, the new memories that Mora had created had been introduced in the most powerful beings of all this multiverse. Finally, my plan will begin. To take over this multiverse, and nothing, and nobody will be able to avoid it. Returning to the dimension of time, Goku and Broly had already awakened, but both were very badly wounded. That's right, the power they had used and both had too much, and so much that even for their warrior bodies, they couldn't heal their wounds. However, at that moment, a voice would sound throughout the place. I will help you get out of this place and to recover. Both Saiyans had healed all their wounds, but something to notice was the powerful Zenkai that both of them had, since the power had increased in an impressive way. Thank you very much for healing us, but who are you? I am the creator of the Super Dragon Balls. My name is Zarma. Goku could be surprised to know that the creator of the Super Dragon Balls had helped them. They must become much more powerful because, in order for them to get out of here, their power must surpass the power of a king of all. Don't worry about that. Broly and I will become very powerful. I swear, I will end the life of that wretched cat myself. Goku and Broly begin with their great training, in which both Saiyans would improve every day. After spending approximately 2 years inside the time room, Goku and Broly had already obtained incredible powers. So much so that even Broly had mastered his legendary state, being able to combine it with the Divine Ki, while Goku had mastered the Ultra Instinct to 100%, wanted to take it to a new level. That's right, to take it to the Angelic Ultra Instinct. Since the Ultra Instinct of the gods and angels is very different, Goku could defeat a god of destruction without any difficulty, but against any angel he would be defeated. Meanwhile, outside the dimension of the void were all of Goku's friends who were wondering if they had done the right thing. Of course we did the right thing. Because of that wretch, he's always died. You're right, Kakarot was nothing but a nuisance for all of us. It's better for everyone that he's dead. They must have already spent 2 years inside the time room, so they probably already died. I'm sorry, Kakarot, but it must be the most powerful Saiyan in all the universes. Meanwhile, on the planet of Beerus, both deities in the room, until one moment to another, Muro would have arrived at his planet. Apparently, they have locked up those wretches. That's right. I don't like to say it, but it was all thanks to you, Moore. You don't have to worry. In a very short time, you'll be able to return the favor. Beerus would not understand Moro's words, but before he could ask anything, Moro would disappear from Beerus's planet. At that instant, a portal would open on the planet of Beerus, and the deities of the whole realm would come out. Beerus would stand in front of them in fear. Daishinkan-sama and Zeno-sama, what is the honor of your visit? I want to see my friend, Goku, but I remember that he is trapped in a dimension, and I have personally come to destroy that dimension to free my friend. Beerus Beerus would begin to tremble, since in his plans was that Daishinkan would try to open that dimension. I understand. Then let's go to the planet Earth. Of course, Whis. But don't worry, we can go alone. Daishinkan, together with Zeno-sama and his guardians, would go to planet Earth. What do we do, Whis? If Zeno-sama finds out what we did to his only friend, he'll destroy this whole universe. You don't have to worry, Mr. Beerus. And the seal that Moro gave you was a king-level seal. That is to say that not even a king with his maximum power would be able to leave that dimension. Are you sure about everything you're telling me, Whis? That's right, Mr. Beerus, so you don't have to worry. Daishinkan and Zeno-sama would arrive to planet Earth, directly to Kari-sama's palace. Everyone would arrive quickly in front of the door of the time room, but when Daishinkan tried to connect with other dimensions, it was impossible. That's right, the seal would be activated. But what is this? Is this a king-level seal? What's wrong, Dai? Can't you connect with the dimensions? I'm sorry, my lord, but it's very impossible for me to connect with this dimension. Apparently has a very powerful negative seal. I'll try with my ability to erase everything. Zeno-sama would approach trying to remove the seal, but even the Guardians were surprised to realize that nothing had happened. That's right, the power of erasing a king has been insufficient against the negative seal of Moro. My friend Goku, I really wanted to rescue you. Zeno would concentrate great mental power to be able to contact Son Goku. However, he would only communicate for 7 seconds and the connection would be lost. Great, Zeno-sama! We're able to connect with Son Goku. That's right, he's training, since apparently the seal can only be destroyed from the inside. Goku would have time to tell him everything that the destroyer god Beerus had done to him. Broly was able to contact me with Zeno-sama. Apparently he's looking for a way to get us out of this place. I hope you're right, because I didn't hear anything. Goku and Broly would continue training. Both Saiyans did not have to worry about time or food, since Zeno-sama had given them the gift of eternal youth, and they could not die of old age or hunger. By spending approximately 100 years in the time room, Goku was able to take his Ultra Instinct to a new level. That's right, Goku was able to access the Ultra Angelic Instinct. On Broly's side, he had managed to combine his legendary transformation with the Super Saiyan Blue, having a gigantic power that no god would be able to defeat. An Angel, using all his power, would be able to defeat Broly. Both warriors continued to increase their powers much more. Meanwhile, in a faraway dimension in a very distant place was Moro. It's time. Go and start destroying this whole universe. When you find the destroyer god Beerus, finish him off. Yes, you will be, sir. I'll make chaos all over the Universe 7. At last, my plan to rule this entire universe has begun. That warrior named Nikita would begin to destroy hundreds of planets, reducing them to simple atoms. For 3 days that Nikita had destroyed more than 50% of the universe of Beerus, Whis would become aware of everything that was happening. Mr. Beerus, it seems we have a warrior that's destroying this entire universe. That miserable worm. I don't care who he is, but I'll annihilate him with my own hands. At that moment, Whis together with Beerus would leave towards the energy of that subject. The moment of arriving, both were surprised when observing a being of human appearance. I don't care how a simple human has achieved this, but today you will die. Beerus would stretch out his hand. Before creation comes destruction. Hawkeye! However, nothing happened, leaving both Beerus and Whis surprised. Should that be the end of me? But how is that possible? Then I'll exterminate you with my own hands. Let's see if you have the power to do it, you damn cat. Beerus would throw himself against Nikita, but he would dodge each one of his blows, and in exchange, Beerus would receive a punch. Until from one moment to another, Nikita would charge a great power in his blow, hitting him in his face. That's right, the destroyer god had been sent to fly hundreds of meters all over that place. You better transform, or Nikita the exterminator will finish you off. Beerus, a little surprised that the guy knows about his transformation, would have taken lying down, turning into Super Beerus. I hope you're ready, because when I transform, I can't hold it back. Beerus, being in front of Nikita, would throw a sphere of ki all over his face. That's what you get for underestimating me, you bastard! A big explosion would be created. However, among all the fire and smoke, a voice can be heard. That's not a real attack. The only thing you do is to raise the dust. Pay attention. This way you have to make an attack. Nikita began to move at a great speed, appearing in front of Beerus, giving him a shrapnel of blows. When he was about to fall, he would teleport, continuing with his attack, raising him to the sky. And at that moment, he would charge a small wave of energy. However, the power condensed in that attack was supreme. Beerus would try to dodge it, but it would be impossible. That's right, Beerus was completely hit by that great attack. The power of Nikita would not raise so much smoke because it was focused on a single being. I can't believe the ki power that guy possesses. It will really end Beerus' life. His guardian angel cannot let this happen. Nikita was approaching Beerus very slowly. Beerus had even lost his transformation and was on the verge of death. You fucking monster! You're wrong! I am the same demon! Nikita at that moment was charging the final blow to end the life of Beerus. However, Whis would appear on the battlefield. That's right, the guardian angel would get into the battle pose to save his god destroyer. Meanwhile, in the time room, it has already been 1,000 years since Goku and Broly were locked up. Both had already obtained an incredible power. However, again, both would hear the voice of Zama. You're close to achieving supreme power. For the next and final transformation, they need their tails. We need our tail? That's right. Your tail will be the trigger of your power. Our tail only allows us to transform into Zarus, and with that, we'll become even slower, even if our power increases. I am the creator of the Super Dragon Balls, have all the knowledge of the Saiyan race, so trust me. Zama would make his tail grow. Both Saiyans were a little confused, however, began to train. In order to not lose consciousness both, first transform yourself into a monkey, and I'll try to stop you. Understood. If necessary, use much of your power to knock me out of combat. Broly would begin to observe the artificial moon until he would transform into a gigantic Ozaru, which would begin to destroy everything in its path. Goku would try to calm him down, but when he realized that it was useless, he would leave him out of combat. And so they continued for several months until one day, Broly could transform into a Zaru, but there was something different. Broly was able to control him. At that moment, all his fur would change to a green color. What's happening to Broly? That's right. Broly at that moment would create a huge explosion by releasing all his power. While the smoke dissipated, Broly could be seen in Super Saiyan 4 Legendary. The power he gave off was incredible. Goku was very surprised. So this is what Zama's talking about. That's why he wanted us to get our tails back. It's your moment, Goku. Reach this transformation as well. This time the roles had changed. That's right, Goku would look at the full moon and try to control himself, and Broly would leave him out of combat. So some months passed in the same way until Goku was able to achieve it the same way the powerful Super Saiyan Phase 4. The both of them were impressed, but both beings had already lost the notion of time. At that moment, Zama's voice would resound again through that place. You have achieved it. Now is what I wished. That you would be able to reach Super Saiyan's Phase 4. Now train for the last year. After that, you will be ready to leave this place. Goku and Broly excitedly would train. Meanwhile, with the battle of Nikita against Whis, it would be seen how Nikita was granting a beating to the Angel of Universe 7. I can't believe the power this guy has. He's defeating me quickly. I have no choice but to use my staff. Whis would use his staff to turn back time, but something incredible would happen. The guy possessed one of the dimensional eyes. That's right, when Whis turned back time, Nikita would counteract that power with his eye. Don't think that you will leave this place. This will be the day of his death. I can't believe this guy's really going to kill us. At the moment that everything seemed lost, his last hope would appear in front of them. That's right. The great high priest would appear on the battlefield, giving a great blow to Nikita, who did not expect such overwhelming power, being sent to fly 100 kilometers. Daishinkan would quickly take Beerus and Whis and would teleport to the Kingdom of Everything. At the moment of arriving, Daishinkan would help them to heal and seriously would observe Whis. Tell me everything, Whis. Why do you have to look, Father? Do you know him? Moro's age servant. He was Nikita, the Universe Exterminator. Daishinkan, with a very cold look, was waiting for Whis' answer, who was also very confused. At that moment, hundreds of thoughts were going through his mind. Tell me something, Whis. I'm waiting for you. This is not a normal situation. We're in a maximum alert if one of Moro's servants has returned. It's because they want to revive Moro. Father, I have some news, and you won't like it at all. Have all of Moro's servants been resurrected? No, Father. Moro himself has been resurrected, and I have no idea if he was resurrected via the servants. Has Moro come back to life? This is not the only alert for the 12 universes. It's maximum alert for all existing beings. Why didn't you tell me before? I'm sorry, Father. I didn't think that this guy would cause such a threat in the 12 universes. Leave this place. In a few hours, I'll organize an emergency meeting with all the gods of destruction and their angels. Be alert. We'll be watching, Father. Again, excuse us. Whis and Beerus would leave to their planet. While they were going to Universe 7, Whis began to inform him everything he had talked about with his father Daishinkan. Beerus would be in shock knowing that Moro was a being that even the greatest priest feared his power. Meanwhile, on the planet of Moro, Nikita would arrive. If you've returned, it's because of this entire Universe 7 is in absolute chaos. That's right, my lord. But I have something to inform you. I don't know if it'll be to your liking. What has happened in your mission? You have enough power to defeat a god and an angel with ease. The Beerus god of the universe and his angel were not problems at all. The only problem was the presence of the great Daishinkan priest. Did you miserable bastard let yourself be observed by Daishinkan? Moro would stretch out his hand, releasing a great pressure on Nikita's body, who felt that he was going to be torn by so much gravity falling on his body. If I don't kill you now, it's because you are more useful to me alive than dead. Damn it! The beings of the Kingdom of Everything should not know of my return. Leave here. Nikita would leave the place with some wounds all over her body. Second Commander, come immediately. A being would quickly appear in front of Moro. Tell me, sir, what can I do for you? I want you to watch over the whole kingdom. Use your special abilities so that they don't notice your presence, and give me more information as so you can tell about the whole place. As you order, sir, with your permission. The second commander would leave the planet of Moro, heading towards the Kingdom of Everything at an incredible speed. Meanwhile, Daishinkan would have already organized everything for the emergency meeting, and that he would inform. At that moment, Daishinkan would create a hologram in his head. Destroyer gods and guardian angels. All of the universes are in maximum alert. We will have an emergency meeting in approximately 3 hours. The message would reach all the staff of each guard, which began to go to all the Kingdom of All. After a few moments, all the gods were in the palace, all bowing down to Daishinkan and Zeno-sama. For the reason that I have called you today, it's to inform you that one of the most powerful beings that existed in all the 12 universes has just come back. Who is he? Why doesn't the King of Everything erase him with his ability? Many questions were heard in the conference room. Answering the questions of the God Champ of Universe 6, the King of Everything cannot erase a power that surpasses his destructive power. Is this guy's power greater than Zeno-sama's? Just like Zeno-sama, that guy only has abilities, but his power is greater than Zeno-sama's. So Zeno-sama cannot erase a power greater than his, and his name is Moro the Annihilator. All the gods began to tremble with fear. However, the god Beerus would take courage. Great Daishoken-sama. If it is to inform you that the guy was defeated in the past, so it means that it's not impossible to defeat him. Who was able to defeat him? You're right, God Beerus of Universe 7. Moro was defeated millions of years ago by the being of a Saiyan race. His name was Yamoshi. He was the first legendary god to exist. His power was so much that he was able to do what not even a king of all had achieved, to defeat Moro the Annihilator. Beerus would be amazed and would say to himself, "Damn it, that's why Moro helped us lock Son Goku and Broly in the Void Dimension with the demonic seal. He was planning to finish this all off one way or another." If it was a Saiyan that defeated that bastard, why don't we just tell Son Goku to help us with this great battle that's coming? I was investigating, and for bad luck, the Saiyan Son Goku, who had the blood of the first Saiyan god, was locked in another dimension, along with the Saiyan Broly, who had the legendary blood of the god Yamoshi. But if the two Saiyans are our only hope, we must try to get them out of that dimension. Unfortunately, they were sealed with a very powerful negative energy, which not even Zeno-sama himself was able to erase. We are God Destroyers. We can defeat this threat, not by intimidation of that wretch. Beerus is right. We are not called Destroyer Gods because we're weak. We are beings of great power. Meanwhile, at the top of the Kingdom of Everything, the second commander had noticed everything that had happened. Ha ha ha! Those miserable gods believe that they have enough power to face us. The generals of Moro-sama, if not even with us, they couldn't, much less with Moro-sama. At that moment, Zeno-sama would get up from his throne. The situation we're going through is a situation that endangers all the 12 universes, but we as our guardians must control it. Do you think that an alternative, great Zeno-sama? If Moro attacks us with negative energy, we'll be also able to counterattack with the negative energy. We will not be left behind. You are the king of everything. So, from now on, we will train. When you're ready, I will personally take care of activating your negative energy. All the gods bowed and left the place. So, you plan to fight us with your negative energy? How interesting. Let's see how that strategy works for you. The second commander would retreat from Zeno-sama's planet. The moment the commander had left, Zeno-sama would approach Daishoken. I know you didn't notice, Daishoken. That's why I used mental power. The top of us was one of the generals of Moro. But sir, how can you be so sure of that? Because I still recognize his energy. Although it was almost undetectable, millions of years ago I fought with him. And if I'm not mistaken, he's Genshi, second commander of the Abomination. Then, my lord, you really need to intend to release that being. That god had been sealed since the beginning of time. If he is unleashed, I don't think anyone or anything will be able to defeat him. First, we'll talk to him. Since the legendary Saiyan god Yamoshi has not been heard from for millions of years, so our only option is to trust him. I understand, my lord. We will be prepared together with the 12 gods and the 12 angels. I trust you, Daishoken, but I want you to accompany personally tomorrow to talk to that being. As you ordered, Zeno-sama. I'll never leave him alone. Returning to the dimension where Broly and Son Goku were, they had already spent the last year that they were going to stay in that place. Goku would concentrate on communicating with Zarma. Great God, Zarma! This year has passed and we've mastered our transformation completely. This is our base state. That's very interesting. But did you manage to combine them with the divine key? Of course we did. That's our ace up our sleeve, since the power we possess in that transformation even surpasses the power of a king altogether. I understand. The last test I will give you is to fight with a version of me that possesses 50%. When you defeat it, you will be able to raise your key and leave this place. That'll be interesting. At that moment, Zarma would appear in front of Goku and Broly. However, at that moment that Goku was about to say something, Broly would launch an attack. Broly would not hold anything back, managing to hit him with a rain of blows. The impact of the fist made multiple bursts and energy shoot all over the place, and after 20 minutes of battle, we can observe a wounded Zarma. While on the part of Broly, instead of decreasing, Broly's legendary power was increasing. Broly at that moment would create an Omega Blaster, throwing it without thinking twice. At that moment, Zarma would charge a great attack with all the ki that he had left over. The clash of both attacks were impressive. However, Broly's power every second was taking the advantage, until at one point Zarma would run out of energy reserves, and Broly would increase his ki suddenly, turning Zarma's replica into dust. Broly, I wanted to fight too. You only kept the fun. I gotta hear what you and the great god Zarma were talking about. So being a replica of his power, I could measure myself in a real fight without the need to hold back. I don't think that's fair. But at that moment, Zarma would appear in front of both Saiyans. I am amazed at the power you possess now. Even with my 50%, I'm capable of defeating Daishinkan together with Zeno-sama. One question, Broly. Of course, great god Zarma. Tell me. The power you used at this moment is all your power? Or are you still hid much of your power? Of course, yes, great Zarma. Since this is a few words, it's my base state of Super Saiyan 4. At the moment of combining it with my divine ki, my legendary power also explodes like you have no idea, making it much more powerful the more the battle goes on. Zarma would be a little surprised to learn that this was not all of Broly's power. I have understood now. Yes, save all 12 universes. But I was once the ruler. Goku and Broly would stand in front of the door of the time room, releasing a little of their power. The power was so much that they managed to open several dimensional cracks. However, they did not know which one they belonged to. At the moment of entering one of the dimensional cracks, they both realized it was not their universe because their powers were extremely gigantic. Wow, apparently we got the wrong dimension rift. Now we have to go back and do it again. Goku and Broly expelled again a great part of their power to be able to create the dimensional rifts back into the time room. But at that moment, a guy would arrive. Who are you? And what are you doing in our universe? Goku would explain what had happened. That guy would understand. I understand. Don't worry. Take care of yourselves and get your universes back. Goku and Broly would return to the Dimension of Emptiness. Meanwhile, in the castle of Zeno-sama, Daishinkan together with the King of Everything were in front of a big door. At that moment of opening, it would roar, and come out of it seemed like a roar of a beast. Its power even made the King of Everything, Zeno-sama, together with Daishinkan tremble just by being in front of that being. So it is when Daishinkan and Zeno-sama opened the great door and a loud roar would come out of it. Sir, millions of years have passed, but never known what is in that place. The only thing that is known about this abominable power is what my father told me millions of years ago. The being that exists behind that door possesses a great power. So great that he could free himself if he wanted to. He came here by his will, since his words were as follows. When the being worthy of my power is born, I will awaken. He will be my guardian and protector. A being that does not seek me for my power. On the contrary, he will see me as his life companion. So whatever is in this place has always been able to come out when it wants to. Find that amazing. You're right, so let's go in. Let's see what happens. The moment Daishinkan and Zeno-sama entered, the door would close. That's right, at that moment a gigantic purple Ozoru would be observed. So you are the son of the former king of everything. Respect for your father will not harm you, but leave this instant. I have never bothered you because of the respect my father had for you. But now we really need your power. I beg you, please help us.
Only you, the being who defeated the former king of everything and had mercy to spare his life, is capable of putting an end to the approaching threat. The beast observed that the words of the subjects were sincere, decided to listen to them. Zeno-sama, together with Daishinkan, would tell him everything that happened. However, nothing seemed to impress such beast. The only thing you need is to become more powerful. Then you will be able to defeat them. Now get out of here! No matter how much we train, we're no match for Moro's servants, much less for Moro himself. He'll destroy everything that exists, and nothing, and no one will be able to stop him. The beast would give a loud roar. Let them leave, I said. I'll only leave this place when the Chosen One is born. Zeno-sama and Daishinkan would leave the room. Meanwhile, returning to the Room of Time, Goku and Broly had entered hundreds of wrong cracks until, at one moment to another, they tried to cross a crack, and it would be complicated. At that moment, they both remembered the words of Zarma. At the moment you come out, and you are not able to raise your power even more, because the seal will be responsible for this. The seal is of negative energy, so it represents the divine energy. Goku and Broly increased their power even more, focusing it specifically on the seal. That's right, the impossible had happened. Goku and Broly were able to destroy the seal and were free. At that moment, all the beings of Universe 7 felt its power, including Beerus and Whis. Whis? Is that Son Goku's power? This is impossible. Mr. Beerus, as impossible as it may seem, that is the key of Son Goku. Whis and Beerus would leave quickly to planet Earth, returning with Goku and Broly. At that moment, the Z Warriors would appear in front of both Saiyans. How'd you manage to get out of that cursed dimension? This is impressive, but we have also become very strong. At that moment, Gohan and Vegeta would release their power to the maximum. Gohan mastered 100% of his new transformation, while Vegeta would pass to Ultra Ego Phase 3, which gave off an incredible power. Meanwhile, in the Room of the Beast, a strange feeling would pass through his body. So, after millions of years, you have been born again, Master. The Beast, after millions of years, would stand up, shaking the entire realm of everything with his incredible power. That power, the chains that kept him bound, he would destroy them. And his power creating a gigantic explosion in the entire realm of everything. What happened? What was that incredible explosion? I don't know. But at that moment, the frightened Guardians would stand in front of Zeno-sama. Great Zeno-sama! The realm of the beast has been completely destroyed. There's no one inside. So the Chosen One's born. Meanwhile, on planet Earth, Goku is fighting with all the Z Warriors, as Goku's power could take them all on at the same time. I thought you said you'd become more powerful, but they seem much weaker than last time. Don't underestimate us, you damn worm. We already defeated you. We could do it again. Goku would increase his power level a little more and hit them with a few blows that would leave them badly wounded and lying on the ground. How is it possible that you have so much power? That's none of your business, damn disgrace! At that moment, Beerus would arrive along with Whis. At that moment that Beerus arrived, Broly would unleash a power of his own. That's right, Broly was concentrating all his anger and power on Beerus. Broly, without saying a single word, would launch himself against Beerus, sending him flying hundreds of meters. That moment, Beerus would recover from the blow, throwing himself at Broly in the same way. But this time, Broly was hit without receiving any damage. That's right, Broly's power was so much that the blows of a simple destroyer god didn't even tickle him. You'd better transform if you don't want me to end your life right now. Beerus would begin to transform. Meanwhile, in the part of Universe 7 was Nikita. Since he was in charge of this entire universe at that moment, he was able to feel the power of Beerus. I'm in luck. If this time I finish with God Beerus, Moro-sama won't be so annoyed anymore. Nikita, with the power of his eye, would quickly change places. That's right, one of the techniques of his eye was to create portals or dimensions, achieving to arrive in a matter of seconds. Nikita would appear in front of Beerus, observing him on the verge of death and very badly wounded. Flashback 5 minutes earlier, Beerus had transformed, but this would not be of great help, since Broly would humiliate him without any effort, leaving him on the ground. Beerus, no matter how many times he was thrown to the ground, he would get up again and again. I realize you're stubborn, but that will all be changed, because now I will finish you off. Broly at that moment would grant him a shrapnel of blows, being able to leave him agonizing, and that he lost his transformation, Finn flashed back. At the moment, Nikita turned her head around, observing two powerful warriors, of which she could not feel their ki, but her murderous intention and their incredible pressure. I don't know who they are, but the Destroyer God must only die in my hands. Threatened Nikita, noticing Goku was already tapping her shoulder. You better not interfere in Broly's battle, because if you do, I'll have to end your life. Nikita would take distance quickly, since he was not able to notice the moment in which Goku had arrived next to him. Nikita would increase all his power to the maximum, giving a big hit to Goku, but Whis would be surprised to hear Nikita scream. My head! How is it possible you have your body like this? Is it made of steel? That's right, Nikita, by concentrating a large part of his power to the blow he received at Goku, his hand would have broken upon impact of the Saiyan. I don't know who you are, but I can perceive a very strong negative energy inside you, so you leave me no choice but to finish you off. Goku began to walk towards this being with an incredible terror, would fly away from planet Earth. Getting as far away as he could from Universe 7, Goku would observe the sky, realizing the direction of the being. If I said I will annihilate you, I'll do it! Goku would put his hands together and begin to charge a powerful Kamehameha, throwing it at him. The incredible attack was rapidly approaching. I won't let that attack reach me! I can dodge it! But at that moment, Goku would appear in front of Nikita, and with a great blow, he would make him collide with his powerful attack. Nikita would be reduced to atoms. Meanwhile, with Moro, he was very thoughtful when he received the information from the second commander, since the gods were planning to attack with negative energy in the same way. I don't know why I worry. If the gods are not compatible with the energy, the only thing he will do will be to die in vain. But at that precise moment, he would lose communication with one of his servants. What happened? I've lost communication with the 8th Nikita servant. Second one, come closer, immediately. The second commander would appear in front of Moro. Tell me, sir, anything I could do for you? Any new mission? I want you to investigate who ended with the death of the 8th Commander Nikita. The second commander, named Genshi, was a little intrigued to know that one of the commanders had fallen in battle. Genshi would leave the place, go into Universe 7 where the power of Nikita had disappeared. Returning to planet Earth, Whis was very surprised because the being that he was not able to defeat, Goku defeated him in a matter of seconds. Mr. Goku, I know we had some misunderstandings, but please listen to us. I'm so sorry, but both Mr. Beerus and I were manipulated by a being that even surpasses all powers. Whis, I have nothing to listen to you, but it really hurt me that you guys, who are considered as my family, would do this to me. Broly at that moment would throw a great energy towards the unconscious body of Beerus, while Goku would stand in front of that great attack. No, Broly! We're not the same as these traitors! You better leave this place. Without anyone noticing, the second commander was in the atmosphere of the planet, observing everything. Noticing that there were two warriors with the blood of the Saiyan God, and the other with the blood of the legendary Yamoshi. The second commander would return with Moro, informing him of everything that had happened. Moro would be very confused and scared. This can't be happening. I was in charge of locking up those two guys with the king level seal. I don't know what happened, but both Saiyans had an incredible power, being able to only the first 5 generals to face them, but even so, we won't have an easy time. Thanks for the information. Keep me informed. Returning to Universe 7, an overwhelming power was approaching. The moment that Goku and Broly were about to leave to another universe, all the Earth would tremble because of the being that had arrived to that place. Whose power is this? Managed to feel a murderous essence, but at the same time, he managed to feel peace. That power that is perceived is extremely incredible. At that moment, in front of everyone, an Ozora would appear, which would surprise everyone. What the hell is that supposed to be? The Ozora would approach Son Goku, ducking his head. You have finally awakened, Master. Or rather, you have finally been reborn. Everyone was even more surprised to know that Son Goku was the master of that beast. I know you must have thousands of questions, but with this, everything is clearer. At that moment, the body of the incredible beast began to become energy. Thousands of energy spheres were entering the body of Son Goku. That's right, Goku's body was filled with so much energy that it seemed it would explode. However, at that moment, a loud roar, half beast, half human, would resonate through the universes, so much so that it would be heard by the beings of the Kingdom of Everything. This power is awesome! Nothing and no one will be able to face me! I am Kumaro, the Divine Saiyan! Yeah. Throughout the universe, you could see how large amounts of energy traveled and entered quickly into the body of Son Goku. That's right, Goku was absorbing all that overwhelming power, which would be felt by every being of the 12 universes, reaching a point that only felt an incredible pressure. The only beings that managed to feel the power of Son Goku was Moro with his generals. After a few minutes, Goku could be observed, whose appearance had changed, since the color of his fur would have turned to a purple color, as well as his eyes, and at that moment, Whis and Beerus, who had already recovered, would feel that bestial power being terrified. Goku, how did you get all that power? Goku wouldn't say anything as he seemed to be in a state of shock, while in his mind, Goku was in a huge universe. That's right, it seemed like he was in another galaxy. What the hell is this? What are all these events I observe in my mind? Kenshi, my eternal guardian. I don't understand anything that's happening. At that moment, in all the universes that Goku observed, he could see that a huge pentagram was forming. What's that supposed to be? How can all this be happening inside me? Meanwhile, outside of Goku's mind, Broly was on guard watching over Son Goku's body, since in that state Goku couldn't do anything, as he seemed to be in a dream. Goku is unresponsive, and at this point we could finish off that annoying Saiyan. Mr. Beerus, didn't you understand the lesson? We were just used by that damn Maw. Only Mr. Goku and Broly are able to help us. Beerus, a little annoyed by what Whis said, approached Broly. Saiyan Broly, I'm very sorry about a few months ago. Both Whis and I were being controlled. At this time, please allow us to help you. I would never allow that. You tried to kill us, and this can only be a trap. Returning to the inside of Son Goku at the moment when all the pentagram would be formed and incredible Zoro would be observed. Goku would take a few steps back as he felt overwhelmed by the power he felt. Master Kuramo, I know you must have been very confused by everything that's happening, but you and I have met in the past. My name's Goku, not Kuramu. Kuramo is your original name, but that doesn't matter. Can you remember me? At that moment, Goku would observe himself next to an immense Zaru. That's right, Kuramo and Kenichi were the protectors of the 24 universes that existed in the past. How is this possible? I'll explain everything to you, but for now you must have just to adapt to this power, since the battle we just left unfinished millions of years ago is not over. At that moment, they both felt spheres of energy shaking their whole body. Damn, it seems that we're under attack. That's right, on the outside had arrived 11 remaining servants along with Moro. As the second commander was watching the atmosphere of the planet, he could realize everything that was happening, informing Moro that it was the exact moment to attack. Moro, with his 11 servants, had surrounded all the warriors, especially Goku and Broly. I don't know how they got out of that dimension. I placed a king-level negative seal, but I don't care about that right now. If it's just one, they won't be able to do anything to us. So, you're the one mainly responsible for sealing us in that damn place. That's right. It wasn't complicated at all to manipulate the god of this universe. Beerus would step forward. Those Saiyans are the only ones capable of defeating you, so I won't let you exterminate them. Broly, I'm sorry for betraying you, but I'll take care of them. Escape from here. Don't say stupid things. These guys will kill you. I can handle all of them. Broly would launch an attack. That's right, Broly had enough power to keep a fight with one of them. However, when he got attacked by two or more, he was brutally wounded. Broly would fall to the ground to get up furious, but at that moment, Beerus would get in front of Broly. I never used this technique. It's time to use it. I'm sorry. At that moment, Beerus would touch Broly along with Son Goku, sending them flying across the universe at an impressive speed. Damn it. First and second commander, follow them immediately. Sir, we can't figure out how fast they're going since they seem to be teleporting at every moment. In that instant, Beerus would raise his power to the maximum to try to duel the ki of both Saiyans. Beerus would transform, but something notorious was that this time he was releasing much more power than in previous battles. You must not dirty your hands, Zeno-sama. I'll take care of this guy. At the moment that the 7th general finished saying those words, he would be pierced with a strong blow and reduced to atoms. Today is a great day to die. And if I die, I'll take the most of you with me. I'll not go to hell alone. Beerus would rush at his maximum speed against all of Moro's servants, being able to end the lives of two of them. However, at that moment, Beerus was attacked together, being seriously wounded. One of the servants would launch a large sphere of energy, but before it hit Beerus, Whis would face this great attack. Mr. Beerus, I intend to fight by your side in this battle. Whis at this moment would create an energy field so that both would not be so wounded, and at that moment both deities used the fusion. Did you say we see who gets to go to hell faster? Beerus went on the attack against all the other servants of Moro. Meanwhile, with Goku and Broly, both had arrived at a planet. That god really gave his life for us. He's earned all my respect. Go back inside Goku. Kenichi was showing him everything that they had experienced, and feeling that they were no longer in danger, Kenichi could do it much more calmly. So you're my guardian and my partner. You're right, and now finally, after millions of years, we meet again. Goku at that moment was able to remember everything he had experienced with Kenichi. Absolutely everything, since his new memories had totally merged with his old memories. Thank you, my friend. I always knew we could meet again. At that moment, Goku would open his eyes and a big explosion would be created. Since Goku did not control his new powers, the explosion had been so big that it had been observed by the warriors who were fighting. So Son Goku has finally woken up. My work here is done. I hope someday you'll forgive me, Son Goku. Beerus would continue to risk all his battle spirit and his energy veins were about to explode. That's right, the power he was using was a power that went beyond all his limits. That moment, all the smoke from the explosion dissipated, Broly would approach Goku. Goku, are you alright? That's right, Broly. I just remembered all my past life, or in other words, my second root has totally merged with me. Broly wouldn't understand anything, but when he realized everything that had happened, he would tell him everything that Beerus and Whis had done for them. So, they were the only collateral damage of that damn Moor. I won't forgive him. Right now, we'll go finish them off. Are you 100% Goku? Because the power of those guys is enormous. You're the legendary Saiyan. Those guys scare you? I can't believe it. Broly, let's go and crush them all. Don't hold back. Goku and Broly would teleport away. At that moment, all the servants were beating up Whis. You claim to be powerful, but you're not ashamed to attack one among many. You have no dignity as a warrior. Don't say stupid things. You are no one to talk to us like that. Goku at that moment would return to see the seventh servant making it explode. Goku, with the power he had obtained, had so much power that he could make things kneel before him. he really is the Super Saiyan God. He possesses the blood of the first Saiyan God. Well, who's next? All of the servitors would throw themselves against Goku, however, Broly would be able to give a blow to two of them. Broly could hold off even a battle against two of them, while Goku was able to take on the rest of them without any difficulty. You didn't let me show you my true power before. Let's see what you think of this. Broly began to increase his power. That's right, Broly's power had gone to a completely divine key, his fur would return to a reddish color, and his power had increased dozens of times. Now I'm ready. Moro, who was watching everything that happened, was in panic. I can't believe that those two Saiyans are so powerful that even more than their predecessors. I won't let them put an end to my plans. Moro would begin to raise to the sky. That's right, Moro was executing a curse technique. The moment the whole planet began to be warped in lightning. Curse technique. Chains of rapture. Multiple spears in the forms of chains would be shot at his servants who would be pierced by such a bestial attack. What is Zeno-sama supposed to do? I'm sorry, my servants, but my life is much more important. So I'll take all your power and thus recover the overwhelming power I had before. Goku and Broly were watching as Moro absorbed all of his teammates, not caring about them begging for their lives. Stop talking, you damned insects. You're only here to do my will. At that moment, Moro's body would light up. That's right, Moro had to transform. Moro had rejuvenated a few years, and his power also increased in an impressive manner. I hope you're ready, because now you'll fight with me. Goku would stand in front of Moro. By finishing with your allies, you just did us a favor, because now you won't have anyone to stand in the way of your death. Don't make me laugh, you damn Saiyan. Even though you have the blood of the first Saiyan God, you're not him. He means your father's blood. He was one of the first to be my carrier. I understand. Thanks for the information. Moro, you won't be able to fight me. You don't have enough power. You better get out of my sight and I'll spare your life. Damn monkey, I'll crush you with my own hands. I knew you'd say that, because if you left, it's going to kill you anyway. I can't let someone live who made my family betray me. Goku and Moro would begin to exchange blows. The clash of their fists was so impressive that when they collided, they disintegrated planets. However, from one moment to another, Goku would give him a hammer blow, sending him to the bottom of the planet. Goku would continue with the attack without letting him breathe. Goku would humiliate Moro for approximately 30 minutes until he'd get tired. I'm already satisfied and your pride is in pieces, Moro. I don't want to see your disgusting face again. Goku and Broly would leave. However, Moro would throw an attack at them. Furious, Goku would return the attack with much more powerful ki slingshot, reducing him to atoms. What they did not know was that they were being watched by a much more powerful being. At the moment the explosion that had killed Moro dissipated, a subject was staring at them. Master, an extremely powerful guy has us in his sights. I don't know his exact location, but his murderous aura is so strong that he can't eliminate it completely. Thanks, Kenichi, but what the hell? Now, why is a guy like that looking for us? I don't know, but powerful guys never go unnoticed. At that moment, a being at a speed that neither Goku nor Broly were able to observe, a new warrior had put himself in front of him. That's right, his speed had been so fast that he had even cracked the space itself. Master, back up this instant. Goku, without asking, would retreat along with Broly being able to dodge a powerful attack, which before exploding a voice would be heard. Eye of Death! Infinite emptiness! A portal would be created in front of that great attack, sending him to another dimension. I can see that you have great power. You are able to dodge my blow without any difficulty, and not enough with that. You managed to save your partner. Who the hell are you? And what are you looking for in us? What I really am looking for is to exterminate you, since we can't allow the prodigious Saiyan to appear again. We won't let you do that. It won't be easy for you to kill us. They have a great fighting level, but if I compare them with me, they're still both simple insects. Broly, furious at what was being said, rushed to attack. However, the being in front of them with a small blow to his neck was able to leave him out of the combat. Goku would be surprised because even though he is more powerful than Broly, his power was not enough. Kenichi, what can I do? If we die in this place, we must take that guy with us. Don't hold back, Master. Your energy reserves are practically unlimited. I understand, and I'm counting on you. Goku would launch his power to the maximum, and in the same way, he would launch himself against that warrior. However, his blows would be dodged with supreme ease. Meanwhile, in the castle of the Uzaros god, there was a guy who did not possess any Saiyan trait. We can't lose the last descendants of our lord. That damned Shiki is taking advantage of him. He is a king emperor. His power is overwhelming for them. That guy in the blink of an eye would change his place. But I want to observe how powerful is the descendant of the first Saiyan and legendary gods. Iki at that moment was surprised to observe how Goku's body exploded with power. That's right, his body seemed to be radiating fire. What the hell did he do? How could he increase all his power all of a sudden? Master, if we want to make that guy feel a little pain, we have to bet everything. What do you mean? We'll have to use the Ikari. Ikari? That's right. The Ikari is a supreme power that in exchange for a momentary power, you run out of energy reserves for 24 hours. It's our only hope of victory. I'll be your shield so you'll be able to withstand all that power. I understand, my friend. Beast protection. Activation of Power Damn Ikari. An overwhelming power would come out of Goku's body, being able to grant a strong blow to Shiki. Goku would begin to exchange blows with Shiki. That's right, his power with the activation of the Ikari had been so unexpected that it would catch Shiki off guard. Meanwhile, with Yoki, he was very surprised. The cursed Ikari power are for beings that reach at least the medium range of omnipotence. A being that is multiversal would explode, or would not be able to activate the technique. Goku would continue to give a beating to Shiki, which this time all his blows did critical damage. However, when Goku was about to give him the final blow, the power of Ikari had ended. Malediction! We can't take it! Goku would likewise direct the blow, being useless. His power had diminished rapidly, and Shiki would be able to hold his last blow. Now, damn you, I'll return each one of your blows that you gave me. I swear that you will beg me to end your life quickly. The moment he began to torture Son Goku, a power even greater than Son Goku's could be felt throughout the environment. That's right, that was Yeki's power. Yeki, what are you supposed to be doing in this multiverse? That's not important to you, but I can tell that even though through millions of years have passed, you are still the same. It doesn't matter that we have the same master. You always showed kindness for the living beings, unlike me. At this moment, I will take your word for it. I will not show kindness to you. Divine Beast Palm! A dark-colored palm was directed to Shiki, who would try to dodge it, but it was in vain since its size was the power of planets. The slap would hit him completely, leaving him on the verge of death in a single movement. I never wanted to end your life, Shiki, but you left me no choice. I'm so sorry. Please, forgive me. I swear to leave and never come back. You must understand that with me, those games don't work. Now go away! Yeki, with just one hand, would make Shiki disappear from that entire universe. Now I have no choice but to take them to the Zaru Castle, a place where only true Saiyan gods are able to enter. But with your feet, I'm sure they will receive them. Yeki would quickly go to the castle, and at that moment of arrival, he would put them in some rooms so that they would be able to recover. After 3 hours approximately, Broly would wake up a little confused because he didn't recognize the place where they were. Meanwhile, in the mind of Son Goku, Kenichi was very thoughtful. Apparently the Saiyan Castle still exists after millions of years. If this continues to happen like this, it means that the other bastards are still alive.
Broly, at the time of meeting Yuki, would get into a battle pose to think that he was a threat. At that moment, Yuki would begin to explain everything that happened to Broly, which would be very surprised to realize that the place where they were was full of beings of great powers.
Where's Kakarot? Is he okay?
That's right, you don't have to worry about him. He will recover quickly in this place.
After a few days in which Kenichi would help his master to recover all his internal energy, Goku would wake up, finding himself very confused, not knowing where he was. However, when observing Broly, he would calm down a little more. Goku would approach Broly, asking for some explanations. However, before Broly begins to tell what happened, Yuki would appear, explaining everything in the same way as he did with Broly. Goku would be very surprised to know that there were omnipotent beings who broke the laws of power.
I'd like to be trained to become much more powerful. Of course we will, since you will be great allies in the future.
Meanwhile, in a faraway place, there was a being with a strange appearance. That's right, this being didn't look like a living being since his whole face and body was just a big skeleton.
So Kenichi, the divine beast, has chosen again a carrier. This is bad. The final battle seems to be very close. My lord, what is your order? For the moment, none. Because if we face the faction of the Saiyans gods, we will not come out well, since their omnipotent power is similar to ours.
I understand, sir, but don't forget the problems that Beast gave us in the past.
We can't allow that guy to dominate all that power.
Of course we won't, because before that, we will exterminate him.
My lord, with all due respect, why don't we send the Horsemen of the Apocalypse to finish with that damned Ozoru?
Excellent idea, Yima. The 4 Horsemen of the Underworld will take care of this. Even if I run out of treasures, it will be the best thing to do.
Returning to Castle Ozaru, Goku and Broly were training, being observed by Yuki. However, Broly's power, being the legendary Super Saiyan, his power increased in an overwhelming way. That's right, his power was so much that it even made all dimensions crack when they collided their fists. Damn, Broly's power is incredible, but I won't be left behind.
Master, you're able to use the Akari at will, since I was the one who created the technique and my technique is perfect.
You have unlimited power, Broly, but let's see what you can do with this. Activation of Power Dynamic Car!
Last time, an incredible aura would come out of Son Goku's body as if it was fire. The moment Goku finished raising his power, some other Saiyans at the castle would go to observe such a battle.
That power is incomparable to a middle-class omnipotent being, able to face a high-class omnipotent.
The battle which was taking place was impressive, but this time Broly was the being who could not do anything. Despite being transformed into Super Saiyan Phase 4 Divine, his power was not enough to cope with the power of Son Goku, which at any moment would leave him out of combat.
Excellent, Son Goku, but you shouldn't use the Ikari in that way, because it damages the soul and the energy veins.
You're wrong, because the Ikari doesn't do any damage to me. But at that moment, an incredible power was overflowing from Broly's body. That's right, his power was growing so much that it made all his power increase in an unrestrained way.
What is the reason for the increase in his power? This is incredible!
Broly would continue to increase all his power.
I don't think I'll lose. I'll show you the power beyond the legendary Saiyan.
All of Broly's hair, including his body fur, was turning a gray color. That's right, his power was so much that even in legendary Super Saiyan, he needed an energy-enhancing transformation. But what the hell is happening to Broly? How can he release all that power without exploding? Meanwhile, inside Broly's mind, a guy was communicating with Broly. That's right, it was Yamoshi Saiyan, the first legendary Saiyan whose power had already been so great that even though he was millions of light years away, he was able to communicate with his ancestor.
Broly, you must control all that power, and you'll be able to reach the Super Saiyan Phase 5, or better known as the Saiyan Kills Gods, since that transformation not even the omnipotent gods want to face.
Broly would begin to control all his overwhelming power, being able to balance it in a single point. After a few moments, and a big explosion would be observed to a Broly which had finished its transformation.
Kakarot, I hope you're ready for the second round.
Broly, at a speed that even Yiki and Shallot was difficult to follow, would grant him a great blow, which almost made him lose consciousness.
Damn, his powers increased in an unbelievable way.
This is amazing. A being from that multiversal increases his power to a supreme omnipotent level. I can't believe it.
Broly would begin to massacre the Saiyan Goku, which was not able to do anything to defend himself. For a few minutes in which Goku was on the verge of death, Yeki would stand in front of Broly, stopping the last attack that would be able to eliminate Son Goku.
Broly, control yourself! Kakarot is your partner!
At that moment, Broly would fall out of combat in the same way.
Well, well, what an interesting Saiyan. He's the living reincarnation of the mighty Yamoshi.
The confrontation between the two Saiyans had resulted in a complete draw, as both were knocked out. Meanwhile, in a faraway place with the king named Yikami, he was sitting on his throne. Yinma, what has happened with the horsemen of the apocalypse?
My lord, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse are preparing to fight this battle.
Understood. I think that with the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse will be enough to exterminate those 2 Saiyans in the Ozaru Castle. Returning to the Saiyan Castle, Goku and Broly had awakened. However, Goku's body was in terrible condition since he had taken his body to the limit.
Master, your spiritual sea is still not completely healed. But little by little, we're adopting to the power of the Akari.
Thank you for being by my side, Kenichi. If I didn't have you, it'd be impossible for me to withstand all that beastly power of my own.
In a moment, an incredible tremor would make the whole place rumble. That's right, Broly's body was unleashing a power that's so extremely impressive. Goku was very seriously observing Broly, however in his mind he'd hear the voice of Kenichi.
This is surprising. Apparently Kareth has chosen this Saiyan as his carrier.
Kareth?
That's right, Master. Kareth is a beast like me, and likewise is a beast of Ozaru origin, and its powers are capable of multiplying the power of the bear by 1,000 times.
Goku would be very surprised by the words of Kenichi. At the precise moment, the entire universe began to be surrounded by spheres of energy, which this time were the color green, like Kareth, since the key of the legendary Saiyan was of this tonality.
Ah! Spiritual beast release! Legendary Kareth Ozaru!
An incredible beast would appear throughout the castle, leaving everyone surprised.
Long time no see in this world, but a being worthy of my power has appeared. Master Goku, let me out and talk with him.
Of course, Kenichi! Spiritual beast release!
At that moment, a large beast would stand in front of Kareth.
Well, well. It seems that you, Kenichi, are also in this world. After such a long time, we meet again.
This will be very interesting. However, at that very moment, both beasts would launch an overwhelming attack where nothing could be observed.
Double Spiritual Beast Annihilator!
But what the hell did they just do? Did they want to destroy everything in their path? I can't believe it! The power of those beasts surpasses ours with ease!
Don't let your guard down, because 4 beings of great power are in this place, and they want to wipe us all out. That's right. The murderous intent is unbelievable.
At that moment, 4 subjects would appear in front of everyone, leaving Broly and Goku very surprised, since they would recognize one of them. However, the power that he gave off was unreal.
Second Mortal Commander! But how the hell are you still alive?
Before that wretched war ended my life, I was able to create an energy clone being able to escape.
But that doesn't explain how you now have that overwhelming power.
The only thing you should know is that all this power is essentially to finish you off. In that moment, everyone is able to observe the 4 warriors in total.
Who are you?
We are the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and we have come for you cursed ones.
Are you the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse? This is surprising. It's said that they've never been seen by anyone before. I don't believe anything they say, because if that guy was a follower of Moro, he wouldn't be able to be a horseman.
I ended the life of the second rider, being able to take his place.
You ended the life of a rider? I can't believe this.
At that moment, the first horseman of the apocalypse would stand in front of everyone.
I will take care of the legendary Saiyan, since I can feel how he is the most powerful one of this place. I will take care of the Goku Saiyan. You third and fourth horsemen, finish them all off. Leave no one alive. Not a single insect should breathe. As you order, sir!
At that moment, they all began the great battle, which was an advanced supreme level of omnipotence. All the Saiyans of the castle, despite having a high power, were not able to finish the two of them off, including Yelki and Shallot, who were the only ones who were able to do a little in front of them.
Damn it! If we don't do something, those bastards will take all our friends.
This is no time for games. I don't care if my body explodes.
No, Master. This time use me as a shield. This way you'll be able to do more to keep the Akari power for days, weeks, even months. My body is much more resistant to a beast.
Kenichi appears and forms for me an invincible body B-shield. Now, power activation, damn Akari!
Goku's power would explode in a few moments, leaving everyone shocked.
Master, you by possessing the body of the legendary Saiyan, you don't need to use me as a shield, but your energy reserves, if you need an empowering transformation, I will be that transformation. Kareth appears and shapes me, a new state of God Saiyan, Broly man and beast in one.
Broly's body hasn't changed at all. The only thing to notice was his incredible power, which was making the whole universe shudder, or so they thought, since the power of both of them even reached Yakamai's castle.
I can't believe it! The power of those insects is amazing!
Sir, this is impressive. The power of those guys is from another dimension. I'm not able to feel the ki, only the pressure that reaches this place.
That's right, Yenma. The power is so much that it makes this whole place tremble. It seems that after all, it will be my turn to face them.
Returning to the battle, the power of both was impressive, only their battles were even, since the other riders were destroying the entire castle of the Uzorus, although their level of omnipotence was not low, only that the power of their enemies overwhelmed them.
Kakarot, go and annihilate those two remaining horses. I'll take care of these two.
Are you sure you could do it?
That's right, I know I'm capable of stopping them for about 5 minutes, so don't take longer than that.
I won't let you.
But at that moment, Broly's power increased in an abnormal way, creating a big explosion which would leave them without vision for a few seconds. At that moment, Goku would move at a flashing speed, being able to hit both horsemen. Goku would not give them any time, and at that moment, he would use more power than his body could support.
Master, don't overdo it. Remember that I'm a beast, but even if it's your shield, your body will take some damage.
Don't worry, Kenichi, but I can't let them die. They helped us when we were on the verge of death, so I'll give my life for them.
Goku, without giving them time, began to slaughter both riders. At that moment, Goku with a powerful blow would throw one of the riders to 1,000 of kilometers, and at the precise moment, Goku would finish with the life of the rider who was alone. At the moment of returning the rider, which Goku had sent to fly, this one would be enraged.
Damn! How dare you end my brother's life?
Oh, he was just a simple worm. He was not able to withstand a blow with 75% of all my power.
Now you'll face me. I'll
The third horseman of the apocalypse was not able to finish his sentence, since at that moment Goku had pierced him with a great blow. Goku at that moment, at a surprising speed, would return to where Broly was, observing how the second horseman was holding him, while the first and the most powerful of them was directing the last blow that would end the life of the same. Goku at that moment would arrive, putting himself in front of that great blow, managing to stop it dry.
Insect, you took longer than 5 minutes.
Don't complain, I saved you.
Goku would teleport and hit the second rider in the same way.
You're my opponent, so I hope you're ready.
The second horseman would communicate telepathically with the first horseman.
The power of these guys has grown in an abnormal way. I don't think I'll be able to defeat him, and apparently you don't have enough power either. That's right, but we are the horses of the apocalypse. We have never left our victims alive. If we stay in this battle, we'll die. We don't have enough power to face them.
Goku and Broly at that moment would launch into the attack, taking them both out of their thoughts. However, far away from that place, a guy would feel their power. Four warriors of gigantic power facing each other. Poor them, they don't know what they'll be my food. That guy with the appearance of a child would begin to move through all the multiverses at an impressive speed, returning with the battle of the four warriors. Goku and Broly at every moment were cornering both riders, which were very badly wounded.
Your time has come. And your second commander, this is the end of you! Die!
You should have never messed with us. Now visit hell!
Goku and Broly would launch a combined attack, which, if it touched them just a little, was able to reduce them to atoms, since their power was so great that no one could stop it. However, everyone was surprised to see how their attacks had disappeared. Oh, what the hell? How are they able to disintegrate our attack? From all that smoke curtain, a voice would resound. I'll not allow you to finish with my food. They, as well as you, will be part of me.
Don't say stupid things, you're just a simple child.
If you think I'm a child, why don't you attack me? Broly wanted to attack, however, his body refused to get close to this being.
I don't understand the level of his power, but Master, don't attack him since his aura forms the aura of a Shinigami.
Damn it! My body doesn't respond. Goku would create a small sphere of energy, cutting his leg a little bit. That's interesting, you managed to overcome fear with pain.
Thank you for saving us, but now you're going to die, you bastard!
The second horseman of the apocalypse would throw an energy sphere in his face.
Now, if we can continue with the battle.
I don't judge you. I didn't come to save you. I came to absorb all your power. Both riders were surprised and terrified when they realized that the guy had not received any damage. It's time! Goku and Broly, with all their power, launched themselves to prevent that guy from absorbing the horsemen. That's right, they knew that if he absorbed them, it would be the end of them all. We'll not allow you to absorb them, damn it! But at that moment, the guy named Neki, with a great attack, was able to send both Saiyans to fly full of wounds.
Master, the only thing we could do is defuse the Akari with the Kaioken.
I'll do whatever it takes.
Master, what we could do is combine our legendary power. We'll do it, Kareth.
Both began to increase their powers, making all the multiverses tremble because of the power they were releasing. After so many millions of years, now I'll have a real battle. Goku and Broly in that instant had increased their powers in an incredible way, making all the multiverses tremble. The power of both had broken the limits of their own bodies. That's right, it had been so much that even King Yikami had been amazed. This must be a damn joke. The power of those Saiyans even surpasses the power of their predecessors. Returning to the battlefield, both Saiyans were at the limit of their bodies. That's right, even their veins seemed to explode with so much energy they were giving off. At that moment, Neki would quickly try to absorb both riders. However, to everyone's surprise, Broly would throw an eraser canyon, disintegrating both warriors.
I'd rather end the lives of those scum than have them become part of you and annihilate us.
Damn monkey! I swear I'll make you suffer, and before you die, I'll take all your power. He's not alone! If you want to end his life, you'll have to end both of them! No matter how many worms stand in front of me, I swear I'll annihilate them one by one, and I'll keep all their powers. At that precise moment, the three warriors launched an attack. With the first clash of their fists, some planets began to be destroyed. Yikey! Shallot! With the survivors, leave this planet! But how will they be able to defeat that monster? We'll help them!
Leave! You will only hinder us!
All the Saiyans began to leave to different universes, since the closest planets were being destroyed by all the power that the three warriors were releasing. Meanwhile, with Yikami, this being had decided to enter the infernal dimension. This dimension was one that kept captive the ancient gods of destruction, or beings of great powers. Yikami had thought of increasing his power to an omnipotent god level to be able to end the lives of both subjects, and so he would do it. A large door would be placed in front of him, and Yikami would enter this place. At the moment of entering, it seemed like the Crimson Purgatory, since even the air was too heavy to breathe. He felt like he was dying.
If I don't endure this, those bastards will finish me, and I can't allow this, so I'll give all my effort in this training.
Yikami began to train in that place, or better said, he began to cultivate his spiritual seed to be filled with energy and be able to reach the rank of omnipotent god. Returning to the battle, we can see how Goku and Broly are the most worn out by the excess of energy. However, Neki had not come out of that brutal battle so well, since he had even lost an arm. But thanks to his regeneration, he was able to recover it. However, the drained ki had been a barbarity.
I can't believe it, that I,
The chief of the horsemen of the apocalypse, the first horseman of all existence, is being cornered by the insects. I was the one who killed their previous birds. Goku would be very surprised by Nike's words. So, you wiped out our ancestors. In that case, for all the saiyans you exterminated, for every race you wiped out, we will wipe you out! They have incredible power, but they don't have enough power to face me at 100% of my power. We're beating you! If you don't use 100% of all your power, it's because the price to pay is so high that you'll die. Damn, this bastard's smart. He's right. If I use 100% of all my power, my body will no longer support it and explode. That's why I wanted the powers of these 4 guys, but I won't let them make fun of me. I'll finish them even if I die with them. Nike at that moment began to increase all his bestial power, creating even dimensional cracks, which left Goku and Broly surprised. From a strong explosion, you could see Nike, which had not changed anything physically, only his bestial power had increased to supernatural levels. Now I hope you're ready for this second round. Nike at that precise moment was able to give some strong blows to Goku and Broly, throwing them some mountains, destroying them instantly. Nike would continue with his attack, however Goku and Broly would not stay behind, starting to fight with Nike. The 3 warriors were suffering damage throughout his body, not being accustomed to such powers. I'm not interested in their powers anymore, I just want to exterminate them. A giant energy sphere was approaching towards Goku and Broly, who would not be left behind. Double Annihilator of Man and Beast in one! Cannon of Ozaru! Both attacks would come out colliding to each other with each other. The distortions they generated were so many that many more planets began to be destroyed by the collision of their attacks. After about 3 minutes of attacks would explode, and at that time Broly rolled Nike with all his brute force. Kakarot, create your dragon attack! No, Broly! If I do that, you'll die too! I won't do it, trust me. I'm the legendary Saiyan. Even my body is stronger than yours, so just do it! I'm sorry, Broly. Goku would begin to raise his power to the maximum in his current transformation. He would even increase his Kaioken to 50 times. Master, don't exceed your body. This power is too much even for a prodigy like you. A little more. A little more. Resist a little more, body. Goku would continue increasing his power while Nike felt such a bestial power, he would do everything to free himself. However, Broly's explosive force was so strong that he was not able to let go, but Broly was not having a good time since all his bones were breaking because of the power that Nike was releasing. Kakarot, absurate! No credo Pondero can support so much! Listen! Receive this! A killing punch from the god Dragon Celestial! An immense dragon would come out of Goku's fist. That's right, the great dragon would pierce both subjects. That moment, Broly would let go and fall to the ground untransformed and on the verge of death. Goku would quickly go to his aid, but at that moment he would hear the voice of the beast of Broly. Don't be an imbecile. Finish that damn guy right now. I'll take care of his body. Don't let Broly-sama's pain be in vain. I understand. I'll leave everything in your hands. Goku would quickly go to that guy who was in a terrible condition, but he was regenerating little by little. I won't let you do it! Damn you! Machine gun! Goku began to throw fists at a high speed that looked like a machine gun, hence its name, but Goku was also feeling the side effects of the power beyond his limits. That's right, Goku's power was slowly decreasing. I can't let that wretch recover. I'll finish him off this very instant. My body supports my last whim. No, Master, don't do it. Goku, without caring about the words of his space spirit, he'd increase his power of his Kaioken to 60 times. The power at that moment had exploded. I never thought that I'd be exterminated by one of the descendants of those damned ones. I no longer have enough power to stop his blow. Die damned! The last blow of Goku had not even left ashes of Nike. Goku at that moment would fall to the ground. That's right, Goku had also returned to his base state. Meanwhile, far away from that place, Shallot and Yiki realized that the battle had ended. Both would leave in search of the Saiyans, being surprised by the disaster they had caused. It seemed that another multiverse of greater power had attacked them, and that it had only been the battle of 3 beings. But their powers were incredible.
Charlotte would find Broly in terrible condition. Charlotte would quickly give him some of his energy and would take him to a nearby planet so that experts would be healing him to save him, while Yeki, after a few minutes, would be able to save him. Minutes would also be able to take find of Son Goku out of combat. Yeki would take him to a much safer place.
You're beings that won't mind giving your lives for the people you love. If you continue like this, you'll be great cultivators.
3 months had already passed since such a terrifying battle in which Goku and Broly had already recovered completely, returning to their training since they knew that beings of great powers were all over that multiverse. Meanwhile, returning to the infernal dimension in that place approximately 300 years had passed, in which Yakami's training had been complete hell, but in such a way that it had been a hell he had also achieved his goal. That is, he was able to reach the desired rank, the rank of Omnipotent God. Now, if nobody's able to face me, I'll be able to exterminate all the insects that are put in front of me. I hope you're prepared for what's approaching. Meanwhile, outside that dimension, Ymar, the right hand of the king, was very worried, since his king had not left in that said time. Ymar would begin to meditate to increase his power a little and go in search of his king. Returning to the planet of the Saiyans, everyone had returned to normal and with the Super Dragon Balls had brought to life all the other Saiyans fallen in battle. However, they felt something wasn't right since their own beasts felt an impressive feeling of death.
Master Broly, it'd be better to train in the planet of the beasts to have better results in their training. I don't know what you mean by the planet of the beasts, but if we will have better results, we'll do it.
Kenichi, Goku's beast, had also informed him what both beasts were thinking. Both Saiyans would go to the center of the universe. That's right, since the world of the beast was a place that no ordinary being was able to enter, only beasts or beings which were recognized by other beasts of such great power were able to enter. Why would he have gone to train elsewhere? Their power is so great that no one in these multiverses would be able to face them.
I don't, Charlotte, but I don't like something. I feel that something's about to begin. The beginning of the end is near.
Charlotte would remain a little thoughtful because of Yeki's words, since he had never been wrong in his premonitions or presentiments. Meanwhile, in a very distant place, the door to the underworld of the ancient gods had opened. That's right, the training of the powerful Yamaki had finished. Being a complete success, even he had reduced his power to the minimum so that nobody was able to feel all his power. At that moment, Ynmar would appear in front of his king. My lord, long time no see. I was very worried about you.
Don't worry, Ynmar. I feel better than ever, and it's time to finish with everyone.
At that moment, Yakami felt confident to finish with any being that is put in front of him. What he did not have in mind was that even both Saiyans were about to enter a world equal or worse than his infernal room. Returning to the center of the universe, the powerful Kenichi would appear in the entire universe and would be charging with energy. And at that moment, he would give a loud roar, creating a portal, which would take them directly to the world of the beasts.
Master Broly, are you ready?
Of course I am, Kareth.
Master Goku, are you ready?
Of course I am. Let's do it once and for all.
Both warriors would enter the world of the beasts to continue with the training beyond an omnipotent being. Goku and Broly would enter the world of the beasts. That's right, which looked like the underworld itself since everything was lightning and the place seemed to be in lava.
Where are we?
It's the world of high-level beasts. Beasts that surpass the power of an ordinary cultivator. So, this is the place to train. This will be very interesting.
Goku and Broly were about to start their training, but at that very moment, a dragon would attack them without warning.
Don't think that you could train so easily, because the environment of this place is only to forge powerful warriors, so its inhabitants are beings of great powers.
Goku and Broly began to launch energy spheres all over the place where they passed. In a matter of seconds, the whole place was full of explosions, which were surprised to realize that the dragon had not suffered any damage. Goku at that moment would charge one of his best hits, which would even be able to end the life of a king altogether. However, his power was not enough, as the dragon had not been moved even a millimeter.
What the hell's going on in this place?
Master, it's not the place. It's the cultivation level that surpassed you by dozens of times, so you won't be able to do anything. The best thing for now is for you to hide in a safe place and with all this beast energy cultivate, since being our carriers, you are human beasts. I understand, Kareth. Now we'll do it.
Broly would at that moment create a large sphere of energy, which we would throw to the ground, and at that time of doing so, it would create a great curtain of smoke, being able to take refuge in a much safer place. Both warriors began with their great training, which consisted first of all the accumulation of ki in all their spiritual seed. Meanwhile, in Yakami's castle, everything was ready for the war that was approaching. Yakami wanted to finish with everyone once and for all, but his confidence didn't make him think clearly, since he knew that they were only 2 against 1.
Yinma, come quickly. I need you to lend me your power for 48 hours.
Of course, my lord. I'll do everything you ask me to do.
Thank you, Yinma, but in the same way, I was looking for great beings all over the universes, and I was able to find a cold demon named Frieza.
That's right, my lord. That cold demon has an incredible power. With his Black Frieza transformation, he's capable of overcoming a king at all.
That is very interesting. Together with that cold demon, I want to fight this battle. Go and bring him immediately.
As you command, my lord.
Yinmar would go at a great speed to Universe 7. From the multiverse of Zeno-sama, after a few moments, Yinmar would stand in front of the Emperor Frieza.
Demon of the cold Frieza, in the best way, I ask you to come with me.
Who are you, you damned worm? Where do you want to take me?
My king has requested your presence.
I don't care who your king is. I'll send you to him right now.
Frieza, in his golden transformation, would launch an attack. However, Yinmar would dodge each of his blows, leaving Frieza in ridicule.
You have great power, but let's see if you can face my maximum power.
Frieza would begin to increase his power in an incredible way. Getting access to his new state called Black Frieza. Without wasting time, Frieza would launch himself against Yinmar, which, unlike before, if it was more difficult for him to stop all of Frieza's blows.
I must not waste time with you. If my king has requested your presence, I'll take you even if it is out of combat.
Yinmar would take the battle a little more seriously, beginning a massacre of Frieza, who, despite being much more powerful than a king at all, was no match for that guy. Yinmar would leave Frieza out of combat with a furtive blow. That moment, he would take Frieza and return to where his king was. When he arrived, Yakami would stand in front of Frieza.
Demon of the cold, wake up!
At that moment, Frieza had woken up. Without spending much more than 3 seconds, Frieza would begin to tremble, when feeling an unequaled sensation of death. That's right, the sensation that King Yakami emanated was extremely powerful, since the sensation that Yinmar was giving off, Frieza would think,
who the hell is this guy? His power breaks all laws!
You must be wondering what has happened.
Well, I need your power to take down some saiyans of great power. Do you think you can fight by my side? Frieza, knowing that the guy in front of him was a being from the top of the cultivation, he'd treat him with much more respect.
Of course, it would be a pleasure for me to be able to help him finish those Damozorus.
And you would like this much more. The main target is the Saiyan by the name of Son Goku.
Frieza would give a small smile.
That Damozoru, I want to finish him off with my own hands.
I knew we'd make a great team, but you need to reach the highest level of omnipotence.
Yakami would create a portal, and with one great blow, he would send Frieza into that place. That's right, Yakami had sent Frieza to the underworld dimension.
My lord, don't you think it's too much for that being?
If he survives, it means that he's worthy of fighting by my side. Otherwise, he would only be in my way.
I understand, my lord.
I'll give him 1 year to be able to master all that power.
Frieza, at the moment of falling in that place, he'd feel an even greater pressure would fall on his whole body. That moment, he was able to hear Yakami's voice in his mind.
In that place, you'll train for a year. Of course, you must be careful of beings of great power.
At that moment, the communication would be cut off. Frieza was furious, knowing that in his training there was great possibility that he'd lose his life. So Frieza's training would begin, which, due to the energy wear, began to reduce the power he spent in his black transformation. After approximately 5 months, Frieza's power had grown in an incredible way, being able to even now defeat a king in his last form.
The power I've achieved is amazing, but in 6 more months, I must be able to surpass my limits.
Frieza would continue training in that place. Meanwhile, with both Saiyans in the same way, 6 months had already passed approximately, in which both had obtained excellent results. They had not obtained any new transformations since both had already achieved maximum level in their transformations. Now these same ones served as enhancers.
Mr. Broly, I don't doubt your powers, but in case of emergency, you should learn the fusion. So, you think so? If that's your opinion, I respect it and will do it, since you're much wiser than I am.
At that moment, Broly would approach Goku, but to both surprise, the dragon of 6 months ago had found them, launching a great fire attack which Broly, with a barrier, would be able to counter it.
Our power's not the same as 6 months ago. Right now, we could finish you, and you won't be able to do anything.
Broly at that moment would create a tiny sphere of energy, but this had combined with destructive energy, the dragon would launch an attack. But the small sphere would destroy all of the attack and the barriers that had formed. The tiny sphere would pierce the dragon, which would fall lifeless.
I can't believe all the power I have now. Ha! It's awesome!
Goku and Broly would continue training since they knew that nothing good was happening. After another 6 months, the Saiyans were only 2 months away from finishing their training. Meanwhile, with Frieza, a portal would be created in Yakame's castle, where Frieza could be seen leaving the place with some wounds.
Well, if you manage to get out of that place, that means you've become extremely powerful. That's right. Now I'm ready to finish with all those annoyances once and for all.
Now let's rest for a month and then we'll get started hunting all those damn bastards.
It's okay. I need to rest a little bit too.
Meanwhile, returning to the Saiyans basket, Yaiki as well as Shallot had not remained with their arms crossed, since both had increased their powers in an amazing way. Not compared to Goku and Broly, but they had increased them to be able to defeat the Horsemen of the Apocalypse without any problem.
In spite of the power I have now, I don't feel that nothing's going well. On the contrary, I feel that everything will end very soon.
You're not the only one, Shallot, because I can feel the same.
Going back to where Goku and Broly were, both were already in the final stage of their training. At that moment, the final beast of the training would get in front of both of them. That's right, it was a big tiger, which both of them had to defeat individually to be able to get out of that place. The first one to try would be Goku, who was only able to last approximately 5 minutes in the battlefield, since the power of that beast was a superhuman power. At the moment that Broly would enter, the battle would be a little more even, as Broly possessed infinite amounts of energy. However, it would not make much difference because in the same way, Broly would be defeated. So they spent approximately 2 more months in which Frieza and Yakami were already destroying the entire universe in its path, but still did not take the Saiyan castle. After approximately 3 months, Goku and Broly were able to defeat the beast.
As you've been able to defeat me now, I myself will show you where the exit is. I hope you never change the essence of your hearts, because despite being a royal race, our hearts are now so noble. Few beings exist like that in this universe.
A great portal would be created. Both would leave this dimension, being surprised to observe how the universes were in absolute chaos. Both Saiyans would quickly go to the Saiyan castle, observing everything that was in perfect condition. After a while, Goku would meet Yaiki, who began to explain everything that had happened.
A cold demon? I think it's Frieza. The power it possesses is too low for these beings.
However, a voice would come out of all his thoughts. That's right, it's the voice of the evil Emperor Frieza.
Long time no see, damn Saiyans. Now the day has come for you to die. I hope you're ready.
Yaiki, get out of here! Frieza at that moment would quickly charge a ball of total destruction with the intention that no being of low level remains alive. But Goku at that moment would be in front of that great attack, receiving it with a powerful Kamehameha, being able to send both attacks to fly out of these universes.
I don't know how the hell you came back to life, but now I swear I'll send you back to the flower field you hate so much. Damn, that was the worst humiliation of my life.
Frieza and Goku would exchange blows at high speeds, destroying everything around them. At that moment, King Yakami would stand in front of Broly.
I hope you're ready, because I will unleash my forbidden seal. My power explodes like you have no idea.
A pentagram would form in that place, and later a great explosion would resonate all over that place, and the final battle has just started.
A great explosion could be observed in the distance, even from where everyone was. That's right, the forbidden power of Yakami was abominable. So much was his power that even made all the dimensions were cracked by the power he was giving off. After a great curtain of smoke, Yakami could be observed, which apparently had not changed at all, but in a few milliseconds, he was able to give a great blow to the Saiyan Broly, who, despite being with his guard up, was not able to do anything to dodge such a blow.
Master, not only did his power increase, but also his speed, in surpassing ours. I've already noticed that, but don't worry, now we'll show him why we're called legends.
Broly at that moment would increase in an incredible way, his battle level making even his muscles grow a little more. Yakami would be very surprised because with those muscles, he would think that Broly would be much slower. But great was his surprise when he saw Broly had even increased his speed. Yakami was able to dodge a blow from Broly by a few millimeters, however he had been able to scratch his face a little.
From what I could tell, I shouldn't underestimate them, since if I do, I'll die. I think it's excellent that you don't underestimate us, since I won't waste any chance I have to end your miserable life.
The exchange of Yakami and Broly had begun. With the clash of their fists even made all the other dimensions crack. The power of their fists was so much that left everyone surprised. However, at that moment, everyone was a little surprised. That's right, Frieza had released all his power, going back to his Black Frieza state. Some lightning fell all over the place, and even the rocks rose. It was a symbol of the power that Frieza had reached. Meanwhile, in a very distant place, other Saiyans were very far away in that place.
Damn it! We're in another multiverse, and even in this place the pressures of their keys reach. The battle definitely happened to us today. You're right, Yuki. Only Goku and Broly are capable of taking down those bastards, because if they fall, the whole universe will fall with them.
Returning to the battlefield, Frieza had finished his transformation.
Now I'm ready for you damn monkeys. I hope you're ready, because in this form I can't hold back. I'm capable of sending you to the other world with one blow.
Goku was about to say something, however Frieza would begin his overwhelming power on him with blows, not even letting him breathe.
Master! Try to fight back. He's hurting us.
It's very easy to say it. He's massacring me, and the power of his blows increase in an incredible way. I can't use the Beast Shield since it doesn't allow me to react.
Frieza would continue hitting Goku without stopping. He wanted to finish with the Saiyan that always humiliated him. However, at that moment, Broly was able to throw a sphere of energy to Frieza, sending him to crash into a planet. However, Broly at that moment had received a powerful blow that was almost able to leave him out of combat.
You better not get distracted, because if you do, I'll also take advantage of any carelessness to kill you. Damn it! The blow he gave me hurt me too much. Kakarot, release all your power once and for all. Don't believe I can help you again.
Goku would begin to increase his power on a scale. His power made everything around him tremble. Frieza, knowing that this would be a great threat, would rush to attack. However, the silhouette of a beast would make him retreat, as it would release a screaming sound which made him retreat, as if it were a blow of air.
Damn it! I should have finished with that damn monkey as soon as possible. The power it is releasing is from another dimension. I can't believe it!
Goku would continue to increase his power so much that he increased his power that you could see him glow a little bit.
Forbidden power release! Ikari activation! Beast Shield and Man in 1 activation. Kaioken increased 100 times activation. Fighter resists all this power! Kenichi, are you ready?
Of course. Yes, Master. Let's do it. Spiritual Sea Acceleration. Beast Blood.
The power that Son Goku had released had been so much that even the planet they were on could be seen to be engulfed in flames and lava, and even some of the rocks rose up to the planet's atmosphere.
Sorry for the delay, but now I'll also fight seriously, and I'll show you the true power of a Saiyan God. I hope you're ready, Frieza.
Goku would throw himself at a speed against the evil Emperor. However, Goku had raised his power on par with Frieza. So Frieza, to be a prodigy, was able to achieve all that power in such a short period of time. However, Goku wasn't far behind. The clash of both made the whole world of the Saiyans shudder, which was just being left in simple rubble. That's right, the power of both subjects were released so much that it was impossible to see who would be the winner. From one moment to another, Goku would be able to give a powerful blow to Frieza, which would make him retreat. Meanwhile, with the Battle of Broly and Yakami, both seemed to be very equal. For any being who is able to observe this battle would think that they were on par, but Broly, being an expert in battles, knew that his blows managed to hit him, but he didn't have as much effect as the blows that Yakami gave him. That is, Broly little by little was being overcome. From one moment to the next, Yakami would send Broly to fly hundreds of meters across the universe, and at that moment, Goku and Yakami would stare at each other. At that moment, everyone had changed opponents. That's right, Goku would begin to exchange blows with Yakami, while Broly would do it with Frieza. The battle at that moment would give an unexpected turn. Goku had overcome the power of Broly, while Broly with his brute strength was gradually finishing with Frieza, which at every moment looked much more tired than at the beginning and had not unlimited energy, as the legendary Super Saiyan was being cornered every second that the battle was going on. At that moment, a big explosion was able to be seen in all the corners of the universes. That's right, Broly had embraced Frieza with all his power. He would create an explosion with all his body. Broly had resulted with a few wounds throughout his body, however Frieza would be very badly injured and on the verge of death. Yakami, realizing this, would know that even with his great power, facing the two at once would be a practically lost battle.
I'm sorry, Frieza, but if you're not able to kill that Saiyan, you'll only become a part of me. Please, give me another chance. I swear I'll beat him.
You don't have enough power to back up your words.
Broly! And Frieza's life now! That bastard will absorb him!
Broly at that moment would create an energy cannon, however Yakami would stand in front of that great attack, taking unbelievable damage.
I'm sure that the power that this vermin will give me would be incredible. That's why I'm taking such a risk.
Yakami would touch Frieza's back, making that moment a pentagram would form as it happened with Yakami. The only difference was that this time the pentagram was a red color, similar to blood. That's right, the technique that Yakami was using was a cursed technique which required a sacrifice, which was to take 25% of the life of the being that uses it. Yakami, not being sure of winning this battle, would activate the technique. The power that Yakami had obtained had been so much that even made all the multiverses rumble, and different multiverses and planets were disintegrated only with the pressure of his aura.
Damn it! That miserable had achieved a power that we can only hardly reach!
Master, let's not give up. We've always succeeded. Kakarot! We're the Saiyan race. We know no limits.
Goku and Broly began to head towards Yakami at an impressive speed. However, Yakami, with the power he had obtained, observed everything in slow motion. That's right, his power was so much that even his sight would have a better perception. Yakami would dodge each one of their blows and would grant them a blow to each one of them, leaving them on the ground very badly wounded.
I'll repay you for the humiliation you put me through. Now I'll finish you. And you, Son Goku, I'll leave you last to watch how I finish each one of your loved ones.
Yakami would begin to torture Broly until he was on the verge of death. Broly and his beast had been completely defeated. Broly had returned to his base state with no sign of energy felt. That's right, Broly had remained between life and death. Goku, observing this, would begin to get so angry that even his beast would be surprised.
This can't be happening. Even though he's my carrier, he must not have that beast ability.
Beast man power released! Demonic power activation!
Goku seemed to be aware that he was what he was saying. However, Goku had lost control of reasoning, feeling how the key of his great friend Broly had disappeared. Goku at that moment observed all the moments in which there were in the room of time and were trained by Zama. That's right, Goku had achieved the same transformation as when Kenichi joined him. Goku had been in transition. He was in his Ozaru state, but he had not finished it. That's right, Goku in this state had launched an attack which Yakami would dodge, but each hit became much more aggressive and faster.
I'll kill you! I'll kill you! I swear I'll kill you!
Goku, while attacking, only repeated those phrases, which was the meaning of his anger. Goku, from one moment to another, was able to give a strong blow to Yakami, which would make him fly all over the universe. But as his attack would not end there, Goku would begin to massacre Yakami at a speed hard to believe. While Goku attacked Yakami, Kenichi inside was very worried.
Damn it, this can't be happening. If he keeps raising his power like that, then one who will be harmed will be him. Even if he kills Yakami, he'll share the same destiny.
The battle would continue for a few more seconds. That's right, Yakami didn't let himself be hit every time. At one point, he was able to connect a strong blow to Goku's cheek, but great would be his surprise just to hear a loud roar. Goku, at that moment, with much more power and speed, began to give him the beating of his life. At that moment, Yakami regretted wanting to kill all the Saiyans, as he appeared being much more powerful than even his predecessors.
I'm not going to die here. This is my last attack.
Yakami began to charge a great energy attack. The power was accumulating was so much that the whole dimension would be distorted. Goku, without caring about what his rival was doing, would go to this one.
Stupid, you receive my attack from the front. Die!
Goku was able to go through the attack, and a big dragon would form in his whole fist, being able to reduce the powerful Yakami to ashes. At that moment, Goku would fall unconscious because a guy had knocked him out before he explodes. After a few hours, the whole universe was restored, and the whole universe, a sentence, was formed.
You are worthy to call yourselves the legendary Saiyan gods. You should not think me anything. Attention, the subject of shadows.
"70 million years ago, there was an unimaginable void without any life, when suddenly emerged a being which didn't know it was himself where he was."
What's going on? What am I? I can't see anything. What is this immense void?
What he didn't know was, until that moment, was that he was an omnipotent being who was going to create everything known as the universe. He would even create a whole multiverse full of different types of life in order to find at some point an individual who could match or surpass the strength of his son called Zeno-sama. In Zeno-sama's palace, 30 million years after the birth of Zeno-sama's father, he introduces himself to his son.
Zeno-sama, my son, you've grown strong and apparently you've become very powerful over the centuries.
Father, I've always felt that my existence has no purpose. I often get bored. Why did you bring me to life to be bored?
70 million years ago, there was a void from which I was created. As I grew, I developed powers and immeasurable strength. As a result of that, a need was born in me to find a being who could match or surpass your strength, to even equal my own greatness. That's why I created planets, galaxies, universes, and living beings of various species.
All this was created just so that I could exist?
Yes, my son. Every star, every life form, everything has a purpose. To prepare you to be the supreme god of all that I've created. You're the main reason for all my creation.
It's a heavy burden, Father. Why me?
Because in you, I see the true potential to rule in this vast cosmos. You are the hope to maintain harmony among the creations that have sprung from my being. You are the missing piece in this cosmic chest.
Father, all this that you tell me is an enormous responsibility. I don't know if I'm ready to be able to do it. What if I fail?
There is no failure, son. Your very existence is success. Every moment in your life has molded you into the supreme being that you are. I trust you will fulfill your destiny.
What about you, Father? What role do you play in all this?
My role is to guide you from the shadows, to watch you fulfill your purpose. Finding balance in the universe is a task that requires your leadership. I'll be here, in the darkness, watching you carry out the mission I have given you.
I understand, Father. Leave everything in my hands.
Thus passed centuries, millennia, in which Zeno-sama was guided by his father to govern the immense multiverse he had created for him, but now convinced of the purpose he had in his life.
In the present time, 30 million years after the conversation that Zeno-sama and his father had, in one of the universes created by Father Zeno, on a planet called Earth, Kakarot and Vegeta were training together with Whis and Beerus after having faced very powerful beings. While they were training, the Earth was illuminated by flashes of energy. As Kakarot and Vegeta embark on intense training, Whis and Beerus watch from a distance, assessing the Saiyans' every move as they prepare to rise in their skills. Hey, Vegeta! Remember when we first faced Frieza? That guy was incredibly strong. Yes, Kakarot. That was our first encounter with an enemy of another level. But we cannot forget the Cell Bug, that creature with cells from all of us. He put us in big trouble with his martial arts tournament. Luckily, your son became strong. Both Saiyans exchanged energy blasts. Each hit and dodge was an echo of their long history of battles. Ah, yes! The first time you showed the teleportation technique. That was amazing! Thanks to Gohan, we were able to defeat him. But then came Majin Buu. That battle was unforgettable. We had to merge to have a chance. The fusion was great, but we also learned about redemption and kindness at that time. Buu became good because of you. As they continue their training, the energy of both Saiyans light up the space. Whis and Beerus watch with interest. Yes, but don't forget about Beerus. That god of destruction who almost wiped out the Earth with a single sneeze. Although in the end, he turned out to be more of a joker than we thought. Yes, I remember when I tried to fight him in my Super Saiyan 3 form. I wasn't at his level, but at least I gave him a fight in my Super Saiyan God form, and that was possible thanks to all of you. That's right, and now we're here, training with Whis and Beerus. We cannot let our guard down, Kakarot. There'll always be bigger challenges. Exactly! Every fight makes us stronger. Let's keep training and bettering ourselves. Of course. We're always one step closer to being the strongest warriors in the universe. The training continues as Kakarot and Vegeta, under the tutelage of Whis and Beerus, strive to reach new levels of power in order to defend the Earth from new and more powerful enemies that may appear with the desire to destroy the planet that welcomed them. While Kakarot and Vegeta were training to overcome their limits, Whis and Beerus encouraged them to keep improving. Very good, Saiyans. Keep it up. Yes, they're very strong, but I don't know if that'll be enough to keep my interest. Suddenly, they feel a dark presence and the whole environment begins to become dark, and a dark, powerful presence fills the place. What's going on, Mr. Whis? Something's not right. I feel an extremely powerful and dark presence. That feeling sounds familiar. Who could it be? The darkness intensifies, and suddenly an opposing figure appears in front of them like a shadowy nebula. Inhabitants of the multiverse, have you missed me? Hello, dear inhabitants of the multiverse. I've come to observe progress of my creations. What? Who is this guy? I don't know, Kakarot, but his presence is overwhelming. No way. What? The figure lingers in a shadowy haze, with the speaker being the father of Zeno-sama, the omnipotent being who created the multiverse. This one appears in all multiverse, where all the warriors were training for future problems. This guy is the father of Zeno-sama, the creator of everything we know of universes beyond our imagination. I didn't think we'd ever see him. Sir, your arrival is unexpected. Forgive the insolence, but to what do we owe you presents? The inclination of Whis and all the angels of different universes is because they have knowledge of who was the father of Zeno-sama. For that reason, they have a great fear and respect for him. I see you've been busy, warriors. You have faced great obstacles throughout your insignificant lives, but this time has come. Are you strong enough? We're always up for a good challenge. Shut up, Kakarot. Don't you feel how powerful he is? How can you say that? Haven't you noticed something missing in the multiverse? At that moment, Zeno-sama's father set out to tell them the reason for the ambiguous question. Moments before Zeno's father appeared before the whole multiverse, he was very angry because when he woke up from the dream of millions of years, he was surprised that many things had happened that went against the main reason why he created the whole universe. Because of this, he appears before his son Zeno-sama. In the center of the realm of everything, the overwhelming presence of Zeno-sama's father eclipses space. His voice booms like thunder as he directs his fury towards his son Zeno-sama. The latter, visibly nervous, tries to defend himself as the tension between the two intensifies. Zeno-sama, you failed in your duty as Supreme God. All the warriors of the multiverse have overstepped their bounds, and now dare to call themselves gods. Gods? This is unacceptable!
Father, I understand that this is all being misunderstood, but...
There's no excuses, Zeno-sama. Your lack of authority has allowed inferior beings to rise above us. How dare you let them usurp the title of gods?
I'm sorry, Father. I did not intend for things to come to this point.
The anger in Father Zeno's voice increases. His tone becomes more defiant and contemptuous. Your intention? Your weakness has sullied the name of our divinity. The only god here is me, and no one else should dare to call himself that. No one!
Father, I understand that I'm in your debt, but we can find another way to restore order.
Father Zeno's response is an explosion of contempt and fury. You do not deserve the title of God at all. Your weakness has tainted my creation. Because of your incompetence, I must restore the balance, even if it means getting rid of you.
What? Father, please don't do it! There's so much I can still learn and improve! I can fix all of this!
Zeno-sama's imploration is lost in Father Zeno's cold determination. It is already too late, Zeno. Weakness must be eradicated from existence for true power to prevail. In an instant, Zeno-sama's father unleashes a blast of devastating energy that engulfs Zeno-sama and begins to tear him to shreds as he screams in pain.
No, Father, please! Ah!
Order has been restored. No one else will dare to challenge my supremacy. I will now take it upon myself to re-establish balance through my creation. In the present day, in front of the terrified warriors, due to what Zeno-sama's father had informed them what had happened to his son Zeno-sama, a being they all adored and feared. You insignificant beings now understand. Because of this, I will destroy all the timelines and universes that exist. I am a divine being, omnipotent, and I can do it. But I will give you a chance to fight for your lives. So I'll organize a tournament in which the strongest warriors of the entire multiverse will participate so that the power will prevail. Earth 2024.
What?
This can't be true.
Do you think we can face something like that, Mr. Piccolo?
Oh? We'll have to train a lot physically and, above all, mentally. The idea of a tournament piques his interest, seeing the opportunity to test his own power and perhaps become even stronger. Thraxis Nocturne. Planet sunk in the shadows.
A tournament, eh? Well, I'll show that true power is not limited to divine beings.
I won't let them destroy our future. I will fight in that tournament and protect my own.
A tournament with the strongest warriors, huh? It'll be my chance to show that the Saiyans are not insignificant beings. We will see who is truly divine in this tournament. My empire will prevail. A competition between the strongest. Interesting. I was showed that the Metacoolers are superior in all universes.
Nigerian, a world with perpetually cloudy skies where storms of dark energy lash the surface.
Father, this tournament will be the perfect occasion to show you that my power surpasses yours. Perfect. I'll show my true power and wreak havoc in every corner of the multiverse. Destruction in a tournament. What a magnificent combination. I will be the ultimate warrior and subdue all under my rule. Let's fight. This tournament will be my stage to demonstrate the power I've obtained.
Dracoria, homeworld of the humanoid dragon warriors and the descendants.
The threat of destruction is overwhelming. My fire may not be enough to face its dark omnipotence.
A shadow that threatens to destroy everything. My ability to manipulate the darkness may not be enough. Even with my swordsmanship, facing an omnipotent divine being will be an unparalleled challenge. This divine being has the power to destroy everything I love. My fire will be my defense.
A divine threat. My control over thunderstorms will be enough. This will be a challenge like never before.
After seeing the various emotions and thoughts of the main participants of the tournament, Zeno-sama's father begins to explain the rules of this supposed tournament. minimal beings. The rules are simple. The tournament will be to the death. It'll be held in a timeless space where the laws of time and physics are temporarily suspended. The only way to eliminate an opponent is to make his heart stop. It is by killing him. There's no other way. In this tournament, it is either you or your rival. There's no limits on the use of skills. You must unleash your full potential without restriction, so as not to be destroyed in the process. I'll be the one who will watch over the whole process. The participant who wins will have the joy of facing me, putting his life and the life of his universe at stake. But I'm a PS deity, and I will bring him the opportunity to have a divine power similar to mine for a determined time. If he does not take the advantage of it, he will have to accept the consequences.
In spite of the uncertainty that the Warriors have in front of what the father of Zeno-sama has said, some are excited and others are worried.
Wow, this sounds exciting! A tournament with fighters from all universes. It's gonna be great!
Why should we trust this tournament to be fair? By killing them?
So I can fight to the best of my ability. But killing beings that are just fighting for their lives is not nice.
I hope everything I've said has been clear to everyone. The only rule is that you have to kill your opponent so that they don't kill you. I want to make that clear. You will have to kill your opponent. The way we will check if you're worthy of calling yourselves gods.
Father Zeno disappears and everything returns to normal. You can see Kakarot's excited about the new enemy that is seen. It is very powerful. Vegeta, scared and worried about his family, angry with Kakarot.
Wow, that guy's incredibly strong. I'm excited to fight him in the next tournament.
Excited? Do you realize what's at stake, Kakarot? The enemy is dangerous, and we can't just underestimate him.
But Vegeta, that guy has awesome power. It's gonna be the best fight of our lives.
This is not a game, Kakarot. Do you realize that we're putting our families and the entire universe at risk?
I know it's serious, Vegeta, but it's also a chance to get better. Besides, Zeno-sama's father is excited about this.
I can't believe you're so carefree. My family's in danger and you're excited about a fight.
I'm not saying I'm not serious, Vegeta, but when an opportunity presents itself to measure our power, I can't resist.
You always think about the fight, don't you? Sometimes I wish you had a little more responsibility.
Vegeta, I understand that you're worried about Bulma and Trunks, but trust that we can protect them.
I don't like the idea of someone else deciding about our lives.
I understand, Vegeta, but do you really think we can ignore this opportunity?
I'm not going to lose my family over a fight, but I also know that I can't stop you from getting excited about the battle.
At that moment, the tension between Kakarot and Vegeta is palpable as they prepare to face the new enemy. While Kakarot is filled with excitement for the fight, Vegeta faces the situation with a mixture of fear and determination. Thus, the training of the entire multiverse for the survival of their species began. From the moment on, the most powerful warriors of all the universes began to train with greater intensity in order to save their universes and timelines. After having communicated with the entire multiverse from the realm of everything, the father of Zeno-sama would observe everything from a crystal screen, that the warriors were getting stronger and stronger. He sent his shadow warriors to slow down the process of them.
But what is this feeling that stirs my supreme being? A mixture of fascination and disdain. It's inevitable that mortals yearn for more, that they aspire to surpass their boundaries. Yet some of these warriors are reaching levels I cannot allow. Their power threatens the balance I've established. It's enough that they're mere participants in my tournament. They must be contained. They must be eliminated before their ascensions endanger the stability of my creation. My shadow warriors, creatures of the shadow and executioners of my will travel throughout all the universes. They'll be my instruments to stop these reckless advances. I will not allow the power of these warriors to grow beyond the limits set by my divinity.
Father Zeno, we're here to receive your orders.
Shadow creatures, my loyal enforcers, the time has come. The universes pulsate with an energy that threatens to destabilize the order I've established. Mortal warriors, in their relentless pursuit of power, are rising to dangerous heights. Their progress must be halted.
Your orders are our will. How do you wish us to proceed?
Each of you will disperse among the universes. Your mission is to find those warriors who dare to exceed the limits imposed. There's no room for compassion. The threat must be eradicated. Annihilate them without mercy.
We will, Father Zeno. No warrior will be strong enough to defy your will.
The shadow creatures set off to every universe and timeline to destroy every warrior who would participate. Along the way, they encountered weak warriors who they destroyed with these strong and very powerful ones. It was dusk when suddenly the Earth's atmosphere trembled with an unnatural darkness. In the blink of an eye, shadow creatures emerged from the interdimensional shadows, ethereal and menacing beings that would challenge even the strength of the mightiest warriors. Kakarot and Vegeta, training on the vast battlefield of Earth, sensed the arrival of an ominous presence. Shadow creatures, their ethereal forms and eyes burning with the intensity of darkness, materialized before them.
What are you?
We are servants of Father Zeno. Your progress has been noted and must be halted. The will of Father Zeno is the supreme law. The warriors have exceeded the allowable limits and will now be destroyed.
The shadow creatures moved with an agility that defied logic, leaving behind them trails of darkness. Kakarot and Vegeta prepared for the confrontation, their energies flashing in response to the threatening presence.
Well, it looks like we have new opponents. This should be interesting.
No matter who sends them, will not allow them to stop our progress. The shadow creatures, speechless, rushed towards Kakarot and Vegeta with flashing speed. The battle ahead would not only be a test of strength, but a struggle between light and darkness, between the determination of the warriors and the will of the father of Zeno-sama. The battle rages and the environment, plants, stones, and sky are witness to the incredible demonstration of power. Kakarot and Vegeta, deploying a great amount of ki, are in the center ready to face the two mysterious shadow warriors that attack them. Shadow Creature 1 moves at breakneck speed, leaving only flashes of darkness in its wake. Its form is ethereal, almost impossible to follow with the eye. It attacks with incredible precision, throwing punches and kicks that defy the perception of time. Shadow Creature 2 stands out for its devastating power. Its every strike sends out waves of dark energy that distort the surrounding space. Its presence emanates an ominous aura that shakes even the particles of space. The fight begins with Kakarot and Vegeta charging forward, but the shadow creatures respond with astonishing agility, dodging every blow and counterattacking with almost invisible movements. Faced with the speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta are forced to raise their power to Super Saiyan level.
Vegeta, these guys are incredibly fast. I can't even keep up with their moves.
Looks like our usual speed isn't enough. We'll have to raise our power to the maximum. Both Saiyans concentrate, their golden auras bursting as they transform into Super Saiyan. Their golden hair lights up the space as they launch into a fierce offensive. But the Shadow Warriors remain equally agile, gracefully dodging the attacks. The intensity of the power illuminates the space.
Now, Vegeta, let's go all out.
Let's go, Kakarot. The Saiyans rush towards these Shadow Warriors with a fierce offensive. However, the Shadow creatures dodge their attacks with surprising grace, moving through the energy blast with ease.
Is that the best you can do, Saiyans?
Their speed is admirable, but they're still not up to par. Damn it! It can't go on like this, Kakarot. We need something else.
You're right, Vegeta. Let's take this to the next level.
Faced with persistent speed of the Shadow Warriors, Kakarot and Vegeta rise their power even higher, transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Their blue auras flash with intensity and the pressure of their power shakes the surrounding space. However, the Shadow Warriors are not daunted. The battle reaches its peak as the four warriors are engulfed in a frenzy of energy. Kakarot launches his attack called Kamehameha, and Vegeta launches his final flash attack, but the Shadow Warriors respond with counterattacks that defy the laws of physics. Then the clash of these powerful attacks causes an immense explosion. At the precise moment that both Saiyan warriors, the shadow creatures, collided their attacks, the explosion resulting from the collision of the attacks left a crater on the battlefield, while a dense smoke obscured the view. Amidst the haze, Goku with a serious but confident expression, and Vegeta, also with a confident expression of having destroyed the shadow creatures with his attacks, stood on guard, ready to face whatever emerged from this smoke. Suddenly, as soon as the smoke dissipated from the battlefield, the shadowy creatures emerged unharmed, floating in the air with an even more intense presence. Their forms twisted, revealing an even darker and more powerful transformation.
Now, with eyes glowing with a more intense light, the shadow creatures uttered a great malevolent laugh and moved towards Goku and Vegeta with renowned ferocity. The sky was covered with dark clouds, and lightning intermittently illuminated the scene. The creatures, once scattered, began to converge into a chaotic mass. Their bodies intertwined and merged, creating a monstrous entity that emanated a dark and malevolent aura. The fusion of the creatures was completed with a loud roar, and before Goku and Vegeta emerged, a nightmarish creature. The fused creature had a grotesque figure, with twisted limbs and glowing eyes filled with evil. Its body was enveloped in a halo of dark energy, which distorted the space around it. The ground shook with every step he took, and the waves of evil energy generated chaos on the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta exchanged determined glances. They knew they faced an unprecedented threat. The fusion of the creatures had given rise to a being of incredible power and speed. Goku frowned, clenching his fists, while Vegeta gave a cocky grin. Kakarot, looks like things have become interesting. I didn't expect to have to face something like this.
Yes, Vegeta, this creature's no joke. We're gonna have to give it our all.
Both warriors raised their ki to the maximum, surrounding themselves with an intense golden and blue aura. Their hair stood on end and the earth trembled under the pressure of their combined power. The fused creature responded with a guttural laugh and advanced towards them with great strides.
Come on, Vegeta, let's attack together and put an end to this!
For once, Kakarot, I agree. The battle reached its climax as Goku and Vegeta, enveloped in their golden and blue auras, launched themselves towards the fused creature. Every punch and burst of energy echoed through the air, creating a spectacle of flashes and booms. The creature, however, was not easy to defeat. Its agility and strength were astounding, dodging the Saiyans' attacks with ease.
Vegeta, we need to find an opening in its defense! Focus!
I know, Kakarot, but this thing's fast! The fused creature responded with a ripping attack, sending the Saiyans flying across the battlefield. Goku and Vegeta, however, quickly recovered and stood up with renewed determination.
We can't underestimate this thing! Come on, Vegeta! Let's attack together!
Alright, Kakarot, together we'll defeat it! Goku nodded and they concentrated their energies into an amazing combined attack. A brilliant flash of light and blue light materialized in their hands, growing with each second. The fused creature, seeing the imminent threat, tried to counterattack, but it was too late. Kame! Final Flash! The powerful beam of combined energy shot towards the fused creature, illuminating the dark battle with its radiance. However, just when impact seemed inevitable, the creature, in the last act of desperation, deployed a dark shield that managed to resist the Saiyans' assault. The result explosion sent Goku and Vegeta flying backwards, returning them to their base form, leaving them dazed and severely injured on the ground. The fused creature, though weakened, struggled to its feet, its malevolent aura flickering, but far from fading completely.
Vegeta, we're in trouble! This thing's stronger than we thought!
Vegeta, however, lay motionless on the ground with visible wounds and his aura rapidly diminishing.
Vegeta! Don't give up, Vegeta!
The fused creature, slowly recovering, calmly approached towards Vegeta with a palpable malevolence in its glowing eyes. Your efforts are futile. I'm the amalgam of darkness itself. This is the end of you, Saiyan Prince. Goku, full of rage and despair, stood up and threw himself towards the creature with what was left of his strength. However, the creature, with a simple wave of its hand, unleashed a wave of dark energy that enveloped Kakarot and threw him violently to the ground.
Vegeta, we need a plan.
The fused creature approached Vegeta, lifting him off the ground with one hand. The Saiyan Prince, barely conscious, opened his eyes to meet the cold, merciless gaze of his energy. Kakarot, do whatever it takes. The fused creature, with a contemptuous gesture, threw Vegeta back to the ground, leaving him on the verge of death. The battle, which had begun with hope, now became bleaker than ever. With his partner down and his own strength waning, Kakarot faced a strength that seemed insurmountable. Goku, sensing the desperation of the situation, with recalled the hermit seeds he carried with him. The moment the fused creature came speeding towards him, Goku managed to dodge the blow swiftly, approached Vegeta and handed him one of the valuable seeds.
Vegeta, eat this! It'll give you the energy to keep fighting!
At the same time, Goku also consumed one of the seeds. Vegeta, barely conscious, accepted the seed and consumed it urgently. The hermit seed acted quickly, healing Vegeta's wounds and restoring his life energy. Flashes of golden light surrounded the Saiyan Prince. As he stood up, his eyes were gaining determination.
Kakarot, don't underestimate me. I can keep fighting.
Fine, Vegeta, but we need something else to defeat this creature. Do you remember the fusion technique?
Vegeta frowned but nodded in understanding. Both Saiyans positioned themselves in front of the fused creature, focusing their energies.
Vegeta, let's do it! Let's merge!
I don't think it'll come to this, Kakarot, but I have no choice.
Both warriors stood side by side, raising their hands into the front and began to concentrate their energies. The atmosphere was filled with a brilliant glow as the two Saiyans merged into a single entity. The resulting figure was a perfect combination of Goku and Vegeta with a powerful golden aura enveloping their fused bodies. This fusion creature showed signs of unease as it witnessed the transformation. The new Saiyan entity turned to it with a determined look. The fusion between Goku and Vegeta, known as Gogeta, and his Super Saiyan form was now evident. Gogeta, with the combined voice of Goku and Vegeta, said, "Prepare for defeat. We are the fusion of the Saiyans, and there is nothing we cannot overcome." With a unified shout, the Saiyan fusion lunged towards the fused creature with incredible speed and power. The battle between the Saiyan fusion and the fused creature erupted into a frenzy of power and skill. Every move, every blow, every burst of energy shook the battlefield. The earth trembled under the intensity of the confrontation, and the sky lit up with the sparks of energy released during the fight. Gogeta, with the combination of Goku's cunning and Vegeta's determination, proved to be an unstoppable force. However, the fused creature did not yield easily, showing a resilience that defied expectations. Both contenders were at a stalemate, each pushing their limits to the max. Goku and Vegeta, in their fused form, began to feel the need to unleash more power to overcome their more formidable foe. In a moment of perfect synchronization, both Saiyans raised their ki to the limit, and the atmosphere itself began to be distorted with the built-up pressure.
It's time to take this to the next level!
In a dazzling flash, the Saiyan fusion underwent an astonishing metamorphosis. His once golden hair now turned sapphire blue, and his aura took on a heavenly hue. The transformation to Super Saiyan Blue had taken place. The fused creature recoiled momentarily as it witnessed the new form. Shocked by the magnitude of the power unleashed, however, the Saiyan fusion showed no mercy and lunged towards with dizzying speed.
Prepare for true Saiyan strength!
The attacks and counterattacks reached a speed that defied perception. The fused creature, despite its previous endurance, was outmatched by the speed and aggressiveness of the Saiyan fusion in its Super Saiyan Blue form. The battle had not yet come to an end. In a final attempt to resist, the fused creature unleashed its own dark power, enveloping the Saiyan fusion in a spiral of chaotic energy. Gogeta, in response, concentrated his energy to the maximum in an act of rage.
Let's go farther!
The energy surrounding the Saiyan fusion intensified and exploded in a dazzling burst. The bright blue aura became more intense, and the power of the Saiyan fusion increased to unimaginable levels. The sky lit up with glows and waves of energy as the fused creature faced Gogeta's unstoppable strength. However, in an unexpected twist, the creature began to build up a dark and sinister energy, revealing a hidden power.
Your resistance is impressive, Saiyans, but you have not seen my true potential.
The fused creature transformed, its fusion distorting further. A black aura filled with malevolence surrounded its body as its eyes glowed with terrifying intensity.
What the hell is it doing?
The fused creature, now imbued with a new dark power, lunged at Gogeta with surprising speed. Despite Gogeta's formidable strength in his Super Saiyan Blue form, the fused creature seemed to be able to anticipate even more.
Now you'll experience true darkness.
Gogeta sensed the threat, deciding to take his own power to the extreme. In a blink of an eye, he activated the technique, the Kaioken. His blue aura multiplied into a mixture of blue and red, and the intensity of the battle reached levels never seen before.
It's time to put an end to this! Kaioken!
Gogeta's speed and strength multiplied exponentially, and the fused creature was momentarily caught off guard. However, the creature counterattacked with a blast of dark energy that enveloped Gogeta, but he struggled to resist. Gogeta, in his Kaioken state, felt the need to raise his power even higher. Thus, his ki increased, causing the earth to tremble from such immense power, destroying mountains and lifting rocks into the skies. At that precise moment, he disappeared from the sight of the fused creature, appearing from behind and creating a glowing bluish sphere of energy that materialized between his hands.
Final Kamehameha!
The energy sphere impacted against the fused creature with unparalleled force. The resulting explosion lit up the sky, dispersed the creature's dark energy. However, when the light faded, the fused creature emerged once again, albeit visibly weakened.
Do not underestimate my power, Saiyans. I have attained a form beyond your comprehension.
Gogeta, sensing the gravity of the situation, prepared for the next confrontation. The battle, far from over, was entering even more dangerous terrain, with the fate of the universe hanging in the balance in this fierce struggle between light and darkness. The battlefield was plunged into utter chaos, with destructive shockwaves reverberating throughout space. Gogeta, with his combined aura of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken, was moving at speeds that defied perception. The fused creature, despite his new enhanced form, was momentarily outmatched by the Saiyan warrior's speed.
Darkness cannot defeat light! It's time to seal your fate!
Though weakened, the fused creature did not give up. With impressive speed, it lunged towards Gogeta, unleashing a series of dark attacks that even defied the Kaioken's speed.
Your light is but a fleeting glimmer. In the eternity of darkness, you will suffer.
Gogeta, with sharp reflexes at precise moments, will dodge the fused creature's attacks. The battle reached an even greater frenzy, with a clash of fists and kicks creating waves of energy that swept the surrounding landscape. The once dark and stormy sky were illuminated by the flashes on the contest. In the beginning of the moment of opportunity, Gogeta channeled the Kaioken to an even higher level. His aura became more intense, mixing blue with red in a dazzling display. Seeing the new burst of power, the fused creature recoiled momentarily, a moment Gogeta took advantage of to gather energy.
This is the limit of your darkness! Prepare for the end!
Gogeta, with unmatched speed, appeared in front of the fused creature, concentrating his energy to a single point. A glowing sphere of energy formed between his hands, but this time, the sphere was not blue, it was a mixture of colors. A fusion of the power of Super Saiyan Blue and Kaioken.
Kaioken 20 times! Final Kamehameha!
The now larger, more powerful energy sphere hurled with impressive speed towards the fused creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the entire horizon, causing the mountains and valleys to be enveloped in a dazzling glow. When the light faded, the fused creature lay defeated on the ground. Its dark aura completely dissipated. Gogeta, with his Super Saiyan Blue form and Kaioken still activated, watched cautiously. The intense battle had come to an end, but the price of the confrontation was reflected in the devastated earth and the wear and tear visible on the Saiyan warrior.
I hope that was enough. This universe can't take any more of this destruction.
With a flash, Gogeta deactivated the Kaioken and returned to his base form. As silence descended over the battlefield, the lingering question was whether the threat had truly been eliminated or if there was still challenges to be faced in the vast cosmos. Goku and Vegeta, feeling that the threat had been neutralized for the moment, separated from the Saiyan fusion. The intensity of the battle had left both Saiyans exhausted, but their attention was diverted to a disturbing reality. In the corner of their vision, they watched as a small dark creature made its way towards where Gohan and Broly were standing.
Vegeta, something's happening! We must get there fast!
Those two are in trouble if that thing gets to them. Let's go, Goku!
Both Saiyans, despite their exhaustion, dashed towards Gohan and Broly's location with as much speed as possible. As they approached, they could see the dark creature getting closer and closer to the two warriors. Gohan, who was training with Broly in an attempt to increase his skills, noticed Goku and Vegeta's arrival urgently.
Dad! Vegeta! Something's coming!
Broly, with his piercing gaze, had also sensed the approaching threat.
Evil creature, we will fight!
The small dark creature, noticing the presence of the Saiyans, stopped advancing and displayed a malevolent laugh.
Ha ha ha! Your victory was short-lived. This is only the first of many surprises.
Before they could react, the dark creature split into multiple smaller shadows, surrounding Gohan and Broly with astonishing speed. Watch out, Broly! They're fast and dangerous!
We will fight. We won't let them defeat us.
Goku and Vegeta, arriving just in time, joined the battle. The battle became a chaotic dance of blows and explosions as the Saiyans fought the dark shadows that multiplied endlessly.
Let's finish this quickly. Gohan, Broly, stay strong.
Got it, Vegeta!
Broly, unleashing his titanic power, emitted a wave of energy that temporarily dispersed the dark shadows. However, the dark creature, in a final act of desperation, merged back into a larger, more powerful form.
My shadows cannot be so easily defeated. The real battle has just begun.
The shadow creature, now strengthened and more menacing than ever, faced the four Saiyan warriors with palpable malevolence. Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta moved into battle stance, facing the shadow creature with determination.
Come on, guys! Let's work together and put an end to this menace once and for all!
Broly growled in agreement, his power emanating from him with an imposing force. Goku and Vegeta, despite their earlier exhaustion, raised their energies ready for the battle ahead. The shadow creature, with a sinister laugh, lunged towards them with surprising speed. The Saiyans responded with a coordinated assault, launching energy blasts and performing combo attacks. However, the shadow creature was agile and dodged their attacks with ease.
We can't let this thing get away. Concentrate on attacking together.
You're right, Vegeta. If we fight them as a team, we can overcome anything.
The four Saiyans synchronized their movements, attacking in harmony. Broly unloaded titanic blows. Gohan used his agility and advanced techniques, while Goku and Vegeta coordinated their energies to create a combined assault. Despite their efforts, the shadow creature proved to be resilient and adaptable. It defended with cunning and counterattacked with fury. In a moment of tension, the shadow creature unleashed a dark glow that enveloped its form, transforming to an even more powerful and monstrous version.
It's getting stronger again!
It doesn't matter. I'll destroy it.
The battle intensified as the shadow creature, in its enhanced form, launched waves of dark energy and unleashed more devastating attacks. The Saiyans, however, did not back down. Despite the gravity of the situation, their determination burned stronger than ever.
There's no limit to our strength when we fight together! Come on, guys, we can't lose!
This thing doesn't know who it's messing with. Get ready for what's coming.
Gohan, Broly, Goku, and Vegeta channeled their energies to the maximum, shaking the earth under the intensity of their combined power. In a unified act, the four Saiyans raised their ki to the limit and lunged towards the shadow creature with indomitable resolve. The shadow creature, now in its strengthened form, unleashed a dark energy that enveloped Broly, possessing the mighty Saiyan with a malevolent influence. Broly, his eyes now awash with shadows, stood before the other Saiyans with a menacing presence.
Broly, I won't let you be used as a puppet. We must save him. We won't let this thing manipulate Broly. Come on, guys. Let's protect ourselves and save our friend.
This is getting more complicated than I thought. But no matter, we won't let the darkness win.
The battle began with the shadow creature using Broly's immense power against them. The controlled Saiyans' attacks were fierce, with waves of energy and bursts of ki that challenged even the most experienced warriors. The Saiyans dodged and counterattacked, but the shadow creature took advantage of Broly's brute strength to counter his moves.
We must weaken it enough to free Broly! Dad, Vegeta, let's follow the plan and attack in unison!
The three Saiyans coordinated, launching a series of swift and powerful attacks. However, the shadow creature moved with agility, dodging most of the blows and countering with blows of its own. Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, was showing superhuman endurance.
It's not enough! Broly, fight against this influence!
We must force him to break free. We're gonna give it our all.
In a moment of desperation, the Saiyans decided to raise their powers to the maximum. Goku transformed into Super Saiyan second stage, Gohan advanced his mystical form, and Vegeta unleashed his own power into Super Saiyan second stage. The three Saiyans surrounded Broly, launching a combination of flurry of powerful attacks.
Broly, resist! Don't let their darkness consume you!
The shadow creature, feeling the combined presence of the three Saiyan warriors, showed signs of weakness. However, in a desperate act, the dark energy intensified its hold on Broly, raising its power even higher and unleashing unbridled fury.
We can't give up! We're going to free Broly, whatever it takes!
The battle reached its climax as the three Saiyan warriors, Goku, Gohan, and Vegeta, clashed against the shadow creature possessing Broly. The unleashed energy created a spectacle of flashes, explosions, and shockwaves that shook the battlefield. Goku, with his power as a Super Saiyan, moved with astonishing speed, launched energy blasts and accurate punches at the shadow creature. Gohan, in his mystical form, unleashed a combination of fast attacks and advanced techniques, seeking to weaken the dark possession that controlled Broly. Vegeta, in his Super Saiyan second phase form, displayed titanic power, coordinating his attacks with calculated precision.
Broly, listen to my voice! Don't be consumed by this darkness!
The shadow creature, however, resisted tenaciously, harnessing Broly's brute strength and ferocity to counter the Saiyan's attacks. Broly, under the dark possession, responded with unstoppable strength, his attacks more intense and uncontrolled.
We need to weaken that possession! Come on, guys, keep up the pressure!
This dark power won't last forever. We must resist.
The battle grew more frantic. With each passing moment, the shadow creature, sensing the threat of the Saiyans, intensified its hold on Broly, fusing its dark energy with the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan.
We can't back down now! Broly's our friend, and we won't let this darkness control him!
In a moment of perfect synchronization, the three Saiyans focused their energies into a coordinated attack. Goku launched a Kamehameha, Gohan unleashed a Masenko, and Vegeta fired a final flash, all aimed at the shadow creature. The resulting explosion illuminated the battlefield, creating an energy storm. However, when the light faded, the shadow creature and Broly still stood, visibly weakened but far from defeated.
It's not enough! We must find a way to free Broly from this possession!
At that moment, the shadow creature, taking advantage of the Saiyan's momentary weakness, launched a surprise attack, sending Goku and Gohan to the ground. Vegeta, with his rage in his eyes, stood up determined.
Enough's enough! We won't let this thing continue to manipulate Broly.
Vegeta concentrated his ki to the maximum, unleashing a new transformation. His intense blue aura transformed into an even brighter and more powerful hue.
Super Saiyan Blue!
The atmosphere itself seemed to tremble at the magnitude of the transformation. Vegeta, now in his evolved form, launched himself towards the shadow creature with renewed speed and power. Vegeta's transformation in Super Saiyan Blue evolved caused a dramatic change in the intensity of the battle. His bright blue aura flashed with overwhelming energy as he charged towards the shadowy creature and Broly, who was still under his influence.
It's time to put an end to this. Broly, I'll fight to free you from this darkness.
The shadow creature, sensing the threat posed by Super Saiyan Blue, adopted a defensive stance. On the other hand, Broly, his eyes still darkened, prepared to face Vegeta. Vegeta unleashed a flurry of quick and precise attacks, combining punches and kicks with astonishing speed. Each move was charged with the strength of the new form, and the shadow creature was forced to retreat in the face of Vegeta's fury.
Broly, regain control. I'll not allow this darkness to consume you.
Broly, under the influence of the dark possession, responded with impressive stamina. His attacks were brutal and uncontrolled, but Vegeta moved with a dexterity that defied expectations.
I need to find an opening in this possession.
In an act of bravery, Vegeta launched himself directly towards Broly. Their fists collided forcefully, and Vegeta, using all his skill, made precise strikes that temporarily weakened the dark influence.
Broly, fight this! You're stronger than this darkness!
The shadowy creature, seeing Vegeta's resistance, increased his energy and fused even more with Broly. Now the dark influence was more entrenched than ever, and Broly unleashed an explosion of wild power.
You can't stop me, Saiyan Prince!
Vegeta, not backing down, continued to engage Broly. The battle reached new heights as both warriors unleashed their most powerful attacks. Vegeta launched a Big Bang attack while Broly responded with a gigantic charge of dark energy. The collision of energies generated a huge explosion that blanketed the area. After the dust settled, Vegeta lay on the ground, clearly exhausted but not giving up.
I can't lose. My determination's stronger than your darkness.
The battle between Vegeta and Broly, who was possessed by the shadow creature, reached a critical point. The overflowing energy of the confrontation was spreading across the battlefield, distorting the air and creating palpable tension. At that crucial moment, Goku found himself regaining consciousness, stood up, and immediately went to Saiyan Prince's side.
Vegeta, let's go! Let's give it all we've got!
Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan Phase 2 and joined the fray. The Shadow Creature, seeing the arrival of another Saiyan warrior, prepared to face the new threat.
Kakarot, you're just in time. This thing has gotten stronger with Broly.
We'll face it together. Broly, we won't let this darkness control you.
The three Saiyans stood in formation, ready to deal with the Shadow Creature fused with Broly. The intensity of the conflict increased even more, with flashes of energy and clashes of fists echoing throughout the battlefield.
Come on, Kakarot, let's attack in unison and free Broly.
I got it, Vegeta. Together, we'll free him.
The Saiyans coordinated their attacks, launching a combined blast towards the Shadow Creature. Despite their efforts, Broly's dark possession was still resisting, fueled by the brute strength of the legendary Saiyan. Broly, under the influence of the Shadow Creature, unleashed an uncontrolled fury. His attacks were unpredictable and devastating, putting the Saiyans on the defensive. Goku, Vegeta, and the Shadow Creature continued to exchange energy blasts and powerful blows.
Vegeta, we must break that possession. We can't let Broly fall into darkness.
Roger that, Kakarot. Let's keep attacking together.
Amidst the chaos of the battlefield, the fiery aura of the Saiyans lit up the sky, a visual manifestation of their mammoth power. Goku and Vegeta, feeling the weight of the battle, decided to take it a step further. They joined their energies in a symphony of power, a final bid to tear apart the shadows enveloping the evil presence. The Shadow Creature, on the brink of the abyss, responded with desperation. It raised its own power, and the darkness churned with intensity as it struggled to resist the combined onslaught of the Saiyans. The clash of energies created a cataclysm of flashes and booms, shaking the battlefield to its core. At that critical moment, the energy explosion was unleashed with dazzling magnificence. The earth shook, and the shockwaves swept across the landscape, leaving behind a trail of destruction. Goku, Vegeta, and Broly, enveloped in the blanket of the explosion, were momentarily eclipsed by the blinding light and dancing shadow. When the shimmering luminosity faded, the Saiyans found themselves faced with a new scenario. On the ground lay Broly, his figure shrouded in a residual haze of the contest. The dark aura that had consumed him had finally dissipated. Stillness reigned on the battlefield. As the warriors approached with worried looks, the formidable warrior who now resisted, his power darkened, finally silenced.
We did it, Vegeta. Broly's free.
Yes, but this Shadow Creature's still a problem. We can't let our guard down.
Vegeta nodded grimly as they watched Broly, who lay on the ground, slowly recovering from the intense battle. However, at that moment of apparent calm, the Shadow Creature, cunning and unnoticed, had left Broly's possession to seek a new host. The dark entity swiftly swept into the shadows, unnoticed by the Saiyans, who still assessing their companion's condition. Silently, the Shadow Creature crept towards Gohan, who had been watching the battle from a distance. Gohan, oblivious to the threat looming over him, felt a shiver run down his spine, just as the Shadow Creature enveloped him with its dark presence. A momentary flash of its eyes indicated that something was terribly wrong. At that instant, Gohan, with a sudden alteration in his expression, went on guard without warning. His gaze, now posed by the Shadow Creature, glowed with a malevolence that contrasted with his gentle nature. Goku, noticing this unintention, turned towards Gohan, but before he could react, Gohan, under the influence of the Shadow Creature, moved with supernatural speed. The confrontation with Broly had left the Saiyans exhausted, and the Shadow Creature, seizing the opportunity, vanished into the darkness along with Gohan. Vegeta, realizing the situation, gritted his teeth in fury. The threat persisted, and now Gohan, a valuable ally, was in the hands of the shadows. Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for a new confrontation, aware that the battle had not yet come to an end. The tension in the air was palpable, as Goku and Vegeta, still worried about Broly, with determination, turned towards the place where the dark entity had vanished.
Damn it! Where'd that thing go?
I don't know, Vegeta, but we must find it before it hurts Gohan.
The two Saiyans, quick as the wind, rushed towards where Gohan had been standing, their senses alert. The Shadow Creature, now inside Gohan, emerged from the shadows with a sinister laugh.
Looks like they're not as cunning as they thought. Now I have a new toy for my plans. Get out of Gohan, you damn creature!
I'll not allow you to possess my son!
Ha! You think you could stop me? My power possesses even more of your combined forces. Do not underestimate the Saiyans.
We have overcome greater challenges than you. Leave Gohan and face your fate, creature. You'll not be victorious.
The shadow creature, now in control of Gohan, smiled malevolently before responding.
We'll see how long you can resist. Gohan is now an instrument of my will.
The shadow creature possessing Gohan unleashed a burst of dark energy that distorted the surrounding space. Goku and Vegeta suddenly found themselves during a chaotic confrontation, with Gohan now transformed into an instrument of the malevolent entity. The waves of energy radiating from Gohan's possessed figure created an ominous aura that filled the battlefield, defying the Saiyans' endurance and determination. The Saiyans, in their Super Saiyan Blue form, prepared for the impending clash. The shadow creature, using Gohan's body, moved with supernatural agility, dodging the Saiyans' first attacks with grace and malice. Gohan, his eyes now filled with darkness, lunged at Goku with astonishing speed. Goku blocked Gohan's first few blows with difficulty, feeling the enhanced strength and speed of his new controlled son. The fight was intense, each move charged with power and ferocity. Meanwhile, Vegeta positioned himself strategically, assessing the situation, looking for an opening to attack. The shadow creature, through Gohan, unleashed a flurry of attack, which devastating blows that kept Goku on the defensive. However, Goku's ability to adapt quickly to the battle allowed him to counter the attacks and counterattack with his own overwhelming power. Vegeta, sensing an opportunity, lunged at the shadow creature from an unexpected angle. However, the dark entity had sharp reflexes and deflected Vegeta's attack with ease, throwing Gohan against Goku as a distraction. The shadow creature's strategy paid off, as it took advantage of the distraction to hit Vegeta with a beam of dark energy. Vegeta, although he resisted the impact, was momentarily weakened. The entity, now with a malevolent smile, turned to him.
Damn it! This isn't over, shadow creature.
Goku, reacting quickly, stepped between the shadow creature and Vegeta.
Vegeta, hold on! We can't let this thing divide us.
The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos at its zone, released a dark aura that enveloped both Saiyans. The dark energy sought to confuse and weaken their senses. However, the Saiyans' instinctive connection to Ki enabled them to resist the dark influence. The battle raged in a frenzy of clashing colors and energies. Gohan, controlled by the shadow creature, moved with a mixture of speed and agility that defied the laws of physics. Goku and Vegeta, each focusing on their own battlefront, were trying to coordinate their attacks to free Gohan from the dark possession.
Gohan, fight this darkness! You're stronger than this!
Gohan, though showing flashes of resistance, was caught in an internal struggle between his will and the shadow creature's control. The battle grew more challenging. With each passing second, the shadow creature reveled in its ability to manipulate and corrupt one of Earth's mightiest warriors. Vegeta, recovering from the earlier onslaught, threw himself back into the fray. The shadow creature, however, anticipated his attack and gracefully dodged Vegeta's attempts to strike it. The dark entity counterattacked with a series of precise blows that forced Vegeta to retreat.
You damn shadow, don't underestimate the Prince of the Saiyans.
Goku, seeing his partner's difficulty, raised his power to the maximum. Dazzling energy emanated from his Super Saiyan Blue form as he prepared for a concentrated attack. The shadow creature, noticing the glowing threat, diverted its attention to Goku.
Vegeta, keep up the pressure! I'm gonna concentrate my energy to free Gohan!
Vegeta nodded and increased his offensive, distracting the shadow creature as Goku concentrated his power. The fight reached a new level of intensity, with each move echoing across the vast battlefield. The energy collided, creating shockwaves that distorted reality itself. Goku, eyes glowing with determination, unleashed his most powerful attack. A sphere of glowing blue energy formed in his outstretched hands. Charged with the combined strength of the Saiyans, the spear grew in size and the power as Goku had held it in place.
It's time to free Gohan!
The shadow creature, realizing the threat, moved quickly to stop Goku's attack. Vegeta, taking advantage of the distraction, lunged with renewed fury, looking for an opening to attack. The battle reached its climax when Goku released the energy sphere, ascending it directly towards the shadow creature. The energy sphere burst into a dazzling flash, illuminating the battlefield with intense light. Shockwaves swept through the darkness as Goku's purifying energy sought to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession. However, as the light faded and the earth stopped shaking, the shadow creature emerged seemingly unharmed. The dark entity, now irritated, turned to the Saiyans with a twisted laugh.
Is that all you can do? My power is unbreakable.
Goku and Vegeta, despite their exhaustion, prepared for the next assault. The battle, far from ending, dragged on into confrontation of epic proportions. Darkness and light collided in an endless clash, with the will of the Saiyans resisting against the entity that threatened to plunge them into the shadows. The dark creature, after resisting Goku's powerful attack, showed a malicious smile. A dark glow enveloped Gohan, and his body began to tremble with intensity. A guttural scream echoed through the air as the dark entity forced a unique transformation on the Saiyan warrior. Gohan, under the shadow creature's influence, contorted and his body was enveloped in a dark, feral energy. The earth trembled with the intensity of the transformation, and Gohan's figure began to change. Defined musculature, red eyes, a wild gaze, long gray hair, and emerging in the new form, Gohan Dark Beast. Vegeta and Goku, shocked by the unexpected evolution, instinctively recoiled from the overwhelming presence of Dark Gohan Beast. The shadow creature had accomplished what it could not do with Broly, unleash a unique and uncontrolled transformation on Gohan. Dark Beast Gohan, now freed from any hint of rationality, roared skyward, emitting an overwhelming energy that shook the battlefield. His eyes glowed with an animalistic intensity, and his posture indicated that human control was suppressed.
This can't be happening. What did that thing do?
The shadow creature managed to unlock something inside Gohan. This won't be easy.
The shadow creature, pleased with the success of its manipulation, watched the scene with satisfaction.
Now, witness my true power. The Saiyan Beast Warrior. How do you plan to stop him?
Dark Beast Gohan let out a deafening roar and lunged towards Vegeta with impressive speed. Dark Beast Gohan's attacks were ferociously savage, his brute strength and speed surpassing even Broly's most rampaging transformation. Vegeta, using his speed and agility, dodged Dark Beast Gohan's first attacks. However, the Saiyan Beast Warrior's ferocity was unpredictable, and Vegeta was forced to deploy all his skill to stay out of range of the devastating attacks. Goku, assessing the situation, transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and rushed to Vegeta's aid. The two Saiyans fought in tactical coordination, looking to open an opportunity to counter Gohan's savage new form. The battle became a whirlwind of energy, with explosions and crashes echoing across the battlefield. The shadow creature in the shadows continued to manipulate and fuel Dark Beast Gohan's fury. The Saiyan strategy was becoming more and more challenging as Dark Beast Gohan seemed to be one step ahead, anticipating their moves.
Damn it! Gohan Beast is too unpredictable.
We must find a way to free Gohan from this transformation. We can't let the shadow control his true power.
As the Saiyans faced Gohan Beast's fury, the shadow creature watched from the shadows, enjoying the chaos he had unleashed. The situation was becoming more critical with each passing moment, and the Saiyans' endurance was being tested in the face of Beast Gohan's uncontrollable fury. The battle raged on in a titanic struggle between light and darkness, with the hope of freeing Gohan from the influence of the shadow creature hanging in delicate balance. The Saiyans, determined to overcome this challenge, faced an enemy that had managed to unleash an even greater internal threat than before. While the intense battle raged on the battlefield, Piccolo, the Namekian sage, was immersed in his mental training somewhere secluded. His concentration was so deep that he could feel an abrupt shift in ki, a disturbance that reverberated through space and time. A shiver ran down his back, indicating the gravity of the situation.
Something's not right.
The Namekian instantly stood up, his cloak billowing as he focused on the direction of the glowing chaos. The power he felt was not just brute force. It was an amalgam of dark energies that seemed to defy the very essence of reality. Wasting no time, Piccolo prepared to approach this side of the conflict. Back on the battlefield, Goku and Vegeta fought valiantly against Dark Beast Gohan, who moved with uncontrollable ferocity under the influence of the shadow creature. The dark entity, sensing Piccolo's arrival, smirked.
Looks like we have a new guest. This just gets more interesting.
Goku and Vegeta focused on Gohan Beast, noticing Piccolo's presence as he appeared on the battlefield with a serenity that contrasted with the surrounding chaos.
What happened here? What have you done with Gohan? That shadow thing possessed Gohan and transformed it into a wild beast.
We can't free Gohan this way. The shadow creature manipulates his power in unimaginable ways.
Dark Beast Gohan, noticing Piccolo's arrival, turned to him with wild eyes. The shadow creature, enjoying the chaos, prepared for the next act of this heartbreaking play.
Welcome, Piccolo. You're just in time to witness the inevitable downfall of these Saiyans. Don't underestimate the Saiyans or my determination. I'm here to free Gohan.
The Namekian braced himself for the confrontation, deploying his ki with an intensity that made it clear he would not be a mere spectator in this battle. Dark Beast Gohan, fueled by the shadowy influence, roared and lunged towards Piccolo with a speed that defied all logic. The battle became even more chaotic with Piccolo's entrance. His movements were precise and calculated, contrasting with the wild ferocity of Dark Beast Gohan. Goku and Vegeta, aware of Piccolo's strategic skill, adjusted their approach to coordinate their attacks with the Namekian. Meanwhile, the shadow creature watched the battle with a Machiavellian smile, enjoying the confrontation between the forces of light and shadow. The dark entity was determined to prove that its influence was insurmountable. The fight unfolded in a whirlwind of colliding energies, with Piccolo demonstrating his tactical and strategic prowess. Dark Beast Gohan, however, remained a formidable challenge, his erratic movements and uncontrolled strength testing the tenacity of the warriors on the battlefield.
Goku, Vegeta, we need to plan to break the connection between Gohan and that shadow creature.
You're right, Piccolo. We need to attack from different fronts and destabilize that connection.
I'll take care of keeping Beast Gohan busy. Kakarot, you use the connection you have with your son to try to isolate the shadow creature.
Goku and Vegeta, coordinating their efforts with Piccolo's strategic expertise, went on the assault. Piccolo used his wisdom to be able to devise a way to get Dark Beast Gohan out of said possession, while Vegeta unleashed his fury with calculated attacks to keep the beast at bay. As the battle continued, the shadow creature began to feel the pressure of the combined strategy of the Saiyans and Piccolo. The connection between Gohan and the dark entity was under threat, and the shadow creature, despite its confidence, was beginning to show signs of concern. The battle was far from over, but the warriors' resilience was growing stronger in the face of the adversity that loomed over them. As Piccolo continued his mental struggle to free Gohan from the shadow creature's possession, his Namekian senses sharpened. Keen perception led him to identify a small shadow leech clinging to Dark Beast Gohan's lower neck, a detail that had not been evident in Broly's previous possession due to his long hair covering that region.
That's it! The key in this little shadow leech on his neck. We must eliminate it to free Gohan.
Piccolo's revelation attracted the attention of Vegeta and Goku on the physical battlefield. Vegeta, upon hearing this, turned his gaze to the back of Gohan Beast's dark neck and noticed the presence of the Shadow Leech.
A Shadow Leech? That explains why we couldn't free Broly this way.
How do we eliminate it without harming Gohan?
As Piccolo struggled to maintain his mental connection, he analyzed this situation and came up with a strategy.
If we attack the Shadow Leech directly, we might harm Gohan in the process. We need a precise way to eliminate it without endangering his life. So what's the plan, Piccolo? Goku, you've mastered Ultra Instinct, but you can only maintain it for a few seconds. We need to take advantage of those brief moments to distract Dark Beast Gohan and allow you to get close enough to destroy the Shadow Leech.
Understood, Piccolo. I'll do my best.
But how do we make sure Beast Gohan doesn't attack while Kakarot's approaching? That's the tricky part. We need to keep Gohan busy and distracted. Vegeta, your attacks must be precise and constant, keeping his attention on you. I will, but Kakarot, don't make me regret this.
The battle resumed with renowned intensity. Vegeta went on the offensive, attacking Gohan Dark Beast with a series of swift and powerful blows. Gohan responded with ferocity, but Vegeta maintained agile, dodging his attacks while keeping the savage Saiyan warrior's attention. At that moment, Goku concentrated, channeling Ultra Instinct. An aura of flickering energy surrounded him as he activated the powerful transformation. His speed increased exponentially, allowing him to easily dodge Dark Beast Gohan's attacks.
Now, Goku, now's your chance.
Goku in his Ultra Instinct state moved with superhuman speed towards Gohan's rear. The shadow creature, still focused on the fierce confrontation with Vegeta, did not notice Goku's approach.
This is my chance to end this!
With pinpoint accuracy, Goku reached out his hand and touched the small shadow leech on Gohan's neck. The leech, upon being touched by the Ultra Instinct energy, began to fade, emitting a dark screech before dissolving completely. Dark Beast Gohan, losing connection with the Shadow Leech, shook violently, as if releasing himself from a trance. Vegeta, noticing the change, cautiously stepped back as Goku returned to his normal state.
What happened?
Kakarot seems to have found a way to free you from that thing.
It was risky, but it worked.
Well done, Goku, but don't let your guard down. This shadow creature might have more tricks up its sleeve. The immediate threat had been neutralized. The shadow creature, watching from the shadows, moving away unnoticed by the Saiyan warriors, was not about to give up, so the shadow creature set out to return to its master. After the terrifying moment that the Z warriors had experienced, Goku and Vegeta realized that Beerus and Whis were not on Earth. They had disappeared just moments before the shadow creatures appeared on Earth. This is because Daishinkan discovered that Zeno-sama had been killed by his father and immediately summoned all the angels and gods of destruction. In the majestic realm of all, Daishinkan, the high priest, summoned all the angels and gods of destruction of the existing universes. The atmosphere in the hall was unusually tense, and concern was reflected in the faces of those present. Daishinkan, with his usual calmness, prepared to share the disturbing truth he had discovered. Angels and gods of destruction, the time has come to face a powerful truth. Zeno-sama, our beloved king of all, has been slain. Silence fell over the hall. The angels and the gods of destruction exchanged looks of disbelief and dismay. No one expected that such a tragedy could occur, especially at the hands of someone so powerful. My investigation revealed that the one responsible for this abominable act was Zeno-sama's own father. The news resounded like a somber echo in the room. Everyone present processed the shocking revelation. The omnipresent figure of Zeno-sama, the supreme deity, had been shattered by his own protagonist. Mohito, Sidra's angel, spoke in a worried voice. How is it possible that a being as powerful as Zeno-sama's father could have committed such an act? That is a question for which I still have no answers. But now we must face the consequences of this event. The stability of the multiverse is in danger. Arak, the god of destruction of Quitella, asked, "And what measures will we take in the face of this threat? What'll happen to the throne of Zeno-sama?" That is a question we must discuss and resolve. For now, the throne remains empty, and our duty is to maintain peace and balance. But before we make hasty decisions, we need to fully understand the magnitude of this situation. Beerus and Whis prepared to inform the gods of destruction and angels of all universes about what they had witnessed while on planet Earth with Goku and Vegeta. The hall of the realm of everything was filled with celestial beings, each one expectant and worried about the news they were about to receive. Attention everyone! We have crucial information to share about the events that have been unfolded. Before we are summoned here, the father of Zeno-sama appeared on all the planets of the multiverse. Surprise was reflected on the faces of those present. Murmurs and whispers filled the room, as the gods of destruction and angels exchanged looks of disbelief. His visit was not simply to report the death of Zeno-sama. He announced the holding of the tournament that would determine the survival of the planets in each universe. Additional rumors filled the room, creating a constant buzz of concern. The gods of destruction and angels wanted to understand the implications of such an announcement. He informed the rules of the tournament and the intentions behind such a competition, but it's necessary that we all work together to get answers and face this threat. It is time to join forces and overcome this crisis. The fate of our universes is at stake. As the gods and angels absorbed the gravity of the situation, in every corner of the hall of the realm of everything, conversations and plans were brewing to confront the mysterious tournament that threatened to upset the balance of the multiverse. Uncertainty hung in the air, but the determination of the divine beings was determined to face the unknown that lay ahead. In the Hall of Everything, Daishinkan, the High Priest, sensed the imminent arrival of extremely powerful entities heading for the different planets of the multiverse. His face reflected seriousness as he prepared to inform all the angels and gods of destruction present of the coming threat. Gods and angels of destruction, the time has come to face a new and challenging threat. Entities of great power are headed towards the planets of our universes, and their goal seems to be a direct confrontation with the strongest warriors of each world. The expressions of those present became serious. Aware of the gravity of the situation, Daishinkan continued with determination. It's crucial that we move quickly to protect the strongest warriors of each planet, regardless of which universe they belong to. The threat we face does not respect universal boundaries, and we must act with unity to preserve the balance.
Vados, the Angel of Champa, raised his hand.
How do you plan for us to move, Daishinkan? We each have responsibilities in our universes. I understand the complexity of this situation, but the magnitude of this threat requires immediate action. I suggest that every angel and god of destruction move to the planets threatened by this unknown force. We must prevent the strongest warriors from being defeated before we can fully understand our enemies.
Sounds like a sensible plan, Daishinkan. If we all work together, we can protect our warriors and gain more information about these powerful entities. Each angel and god of destruction nodded in agreement, accepting the need to act immediately. They moved quickly to the various planets, casting aside universal barriers in a joint effort to safeguard the multiverse.
May the wisdom and power of each of you guide this effort. Let us not underestimate this new threat. Our duty is to protect the existence of our universes.
With those words, the angels and gods of destruction dispersed, leaving the Hall of All in preparation to face a challenge that transcended universal boundaries and demanded the collaboration of all divine beings. Uncertainty hung in the air, but determination to preserve the balance of the multiverse guided the powerful beings in their joint mission. The angels and gods of destruction quickly teleported to the threatened planets, each determined to protect the strongest warriors on the various planets. In the blink of an eye, the skies lit up with flashes of divine energy as Awamo and Ewin, Cognac and Quintella, Matanu and Geen, Wissambiris, and the other angels and gods of destruction headed toward their assigned destinations. The planet Thraxis Nocturnae lay peaceful in the corner of the cosmos, its nocturnal luminosity radiating a tranquility that was about to be disturbed. In the vast space, Awamo the angel, with his small book in hand, and his god of destruction Ewin, an imposing figure with a stern gaze, detected the arrival of a shadow creature, a minion of Zeno-sama's father. The creature, shrouded in malevolent darkness, descended with malevolent determination towards Thraxis Nocturnae. Ewin, without hesitation, deployed his energy of destruction while Awano stood by, hoping to resolve the conflict without a bath of chaos. Creature, your darkness will not be tolerated in this realm. Stop your destructive plans. The shadow creature emanated a guttural growl, its presence emanating an unnatural energy that distorted the space around it. The space battle began with an explosion of opposing forces. Ewin launched destructive beams, while Awamo used his speed to dodge the attacks and assess the situation. Ewin, this creature's stronger than we imagined. We must be cautious. I know, Awamo, but we can't let him destroy Thraxis Nocturnae. We must give our best. The shadow creature, agile and evasive, responded to the attacks with dark energy waves that distorted space. The battle spread across the firmament, leaving traces of destructive energy in its wake. Ewin tried to anticipate the creature's movements. However, the shadow creature proved to be agile and adaptive, countering every strategy with an unmatched dark force. Our conventional methods don't work. Ewin, we need to combine our forces. I agree, Awamo. It's time to show them the true power of destruction. Awamo and Ewin merged their energies, creating a flash of light that defied the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, perceiving the threat, intensified its own energy, generating a collision of cosmic forces that shook space itself. The battle reached a fever pitch, with cosmic explosions lighting up the scene as Awamo and Ewin struggled to contain the darkness. The struggle took place not only on the physical plane, but also on the spiritual one, where the will to protect Thraxis Nocturnae was pitted against the ruthless ambition of the shadow creature. The fusion of Awamo and Ewin unleashed a dazzling energy that eclipsed even the nocturnal luminosity of Thraxis Nocturnae. The gold and violet glow enveloped the divine couple as they prepared to face the dark threat looming over the peaceful planet. It's time to show the true extent of our power, Awamo. The shadow creature, aware of the growing threat, rushed towards them with supernatural speed. Awamo, with his keen perception, anticipated every movement of the creature, allowing the couple to dodge its onslaughts with heavenly elegance.
Keep calm, Ewan. We must synchronize our movements to counteract their darkness.
Ewan nodded and unleashed a series of destructive energy blasts that lit up the space around him. However, the shadow creature responded with amazing agility, dodging every attack with meandering movements. The battle became a cosmic game of strategy and speed. The angel Awamo and the god of destruction Ewan soon realized that in order to defeat this entity, they would need a coordinated attack that transcended the limits of their individual abilities. In a moment of perfect timing, they unleashed a gale of combined energy. Awamo channeled the energy of destruction while Ewan released violet flashes of destruction.
Focus your energy, Awamo. Let's get rid of this darkness once and for all.
Awamo nodded and joined the attack with determination. The fused energy of both angel and god turned into a spear of golden and violet light that pierced through space with an impressive speed. The shadow creature, caught in the torrent of power, let out a heart-rending howl as it was enveloped by the luminosity. The impact was abysmal, generating an expansive wave that shook the cosmos. The darkness that enveloped the creature began to dissipate, revealing its twisted and weakened form. Awamo and Ewan, exhausted but triumphant, stood on guard ready for any eventuality.
We have managed to contain their darkness, but we can't let our guard down.
The shadow creature, now visibly weakened, recoiled before the imposing presence of Awamo and Ewan. The light had prevailed over the darkness in the cosmic corner of Thraxis Nocturne. The divine couple remained firm in their duty to protect the planet that this creature wanted to destroy. However, the battle was not yet over, and the fates of the planets remained uncertain in the vastness of space. After the shocked combined attack of Awamo and Ewan, the space around Thraxis Nocturne was vibrating with the residual energy of the cosmic battle. The shadow creature, apparently weakened, remained suspended in the cosmic void, enveloped in a dark glow that seemed to absorb the surrounding light. The divine couple watched cautiously, aware that the fate of Thraxis Nocturne was still hung in the cosmic balance.
Ewan, something's not right. The darkness of that creature seems to be getting stronger instead of weaker. It seems that our attack has absorbed by her, but it shouldn't be possible. How can he transform our energy of destruction to his own power?
The shadow creature, now surrounded by a more intense aura, began to change its shape. Its twisted figure became more defined. His eyes shone with a malevolent lucidity. The darkness emanating from her was becoming denser, distorting the space around her.
You have underestimated my true potential, angel and god of destruction. Your energy has strengthened me beyond your comprehension.
The divine couple prepared for what was to come next, aware that the threat they faced had evolved. The shadow creature, now empowered by the absorbed energy, charged towards them with renewed speed and ferocity.
We need to be more cautious, Ewan. It seems that every blow we inflict makes her stronger.
Understood, Awamo, but we can't allow this darkness to devour Thraxis Nocturne.
The battle resumed with increased intensity. The shadow creature attacked with bursts of dark energy that cut through space, while Awamo and Ewan responded with flashes of golden and violet light. The cosmic dance of lights and shadows painted an epic picture in the vastness of the universe. Each blow and backlash echoed like thunder in space, distorting reality itself. Awamo, with his keen perception, tried to anticipate the movements of the dark creature, but the dark entity proved to be unpredictable. Ewan, with his energy of destruction, sought to weaken the creature, but his attacks seemed to be absorbed and turned into an additional source of power.
Every time we hit her, her power increases. We can't go on like this.
We must find a way to counteract his ability to absorb our energy. Do you have any ideas, Awamo?
Awamo pondered for a moment, his angelic mind working in search of a solution. Meanwhile, the shadow creature, aware of its opponent's confusion, took the opportunity to launch a surprise attack. A wave of dark energy enveloped Awamo and Ewan, distorting their perception and weakening their defenses.
Ha 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 ha! Your resistance is useless. I am the embodiment of darkness. His light cannot prevail before me.
The situation was becoming more and more desperate for the divine couple as they struggled to resist the shadow creature's attacks. Awamo turned his attention to the small book he always carried with him.
An idea began to form in his mind. Ewin, I think I have an idea, but we need to synchronize our attacks in a different way. Explain yourself, Awamo. Awamo explained his plan to Ewin, who nodded in understanding. Both God and Angel prepared to put their strategy into practice. The shadow creature, confident in its superiority, launched into the attack again, but this time Awamo and Ewin were ready to respond differently. Now, Ewin, combine your energy of destruction with mine in a more controlled way. Ewin nodded and channeled his energy to Awamo, who, in turn, merged it with his. Instead of launching a direct attack, they created a sphere of combined light and energy that floated between them. Do you think this tactic will change the outcome? We'll see. The energy sphere began to slowly expand, emanating a glowing light that contrasted the surrounding darkness. The shadow creature, curious but confident, watched the development with disdain. The fused power is not only destructive, but it also has properties that counteract its absorption capacity. The combined energy sphere, now reaching its maximum expansion, released a wave of light and energy that enveloped the shadow creature. This time, instead of absorbing the power, the darkness that characterized her began to dissipate. What is this? My power should not be weakened. We create an energy that goes beyond destruction and creation, one that neutralizes the darkness that you're trying to absorb. The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategic counterattack, retreated as the combined energy sphere continued to exert its effect. The light emanating from the sphere began to purify the darkness surrounding the entity, revealing its original form before corruption. It seems our tactic's working, but we must make sure we contain it completely. We can't let our guard down. Let's continue with the strategy until the creature's completely neutralized. The space battle continued, but this time Awamo and Ewin had the upper hand. His sphere of combined energy continued to exert its purifying effect, dispelling the darkness that threatened Thraxus Nocturne. With each passing moment, the shadow creature grew weaker. The light of hope began to shine in the corner of the cosmos that was once on the verge of destruction. The shadow creature, weakened by Awamo and Ewin's strategy, retreated into space, its distorted form twisting as the combined energy sphere continued to purify the darkness that enveloped it. In a desperate attempt to regain his strength, the shadow creature began to explore its surroundings, looking for an opportunity to turn the situation in his favor. My power is weakened here. I need to find a place where darkness prevails. While exploring, the shadow creature noticed something that favored him. His eyes flashed with malevolent anticipation as he discovered that this world was called Thraxus Nocturne because it was a planet plunged into shadows. The dark entity smiled malevolently as he realized that this planet could provide the darkness needed to revitalize his power. Ha 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 ha! Thraxus Nocturne, a feast of darkness awaits me! With amazing speed, the shadow creature launched itself towards the planet, traversing space with great speed. Awamo and Ewin, aware of his intentions, followed closely, determined to stop any attempt by the shadow creature to plunge into the darkness of the planet. As the creature approached Thraxus Nocturne, the darkness of the planet seemed to intensify, as if responding to its presence. The planet's nighttime atmosphere shone with a faint luminosity, offering a fascinating contrast to the surrounding stars. Ewin, we must prevent the creature from being filled with dark power. If she succeeds, it'll be even more difficult to stop her. Understood, Awamo. We'll not allow the darkness of this planet to fall into the hands of that entity. The shadow creature descended on Thraxus Nocturne with a terrifying impetus. As she approached, the darkness seemed to take her in, enveloping her with a gloomy welcome. The shadow creature began to absorb the darkness of the planet, its twisted form vibrating with a new energy as it filled with the essence of Thraxus Nocturne. Ha 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 ha! Yes, this darkness will strengthen me. Nothing can stop me now. Awamo and Ewin, wasting no time, headed towards the shadow creature, determined to stop its advance before it became unstoppable. The battle in the shadows of Thraxus Nocturne was about to take a very drastic turn. We cannot allow this darkness to completely corrupt this creature. We must stop her before she becomes invincible. Your previous strategy was effective, Awamo. Let's keep working together to counter his power. Deep in the shadows of Thraxus Nocturne, the intense presence of the absorbing shadow creature did not go unnoticed by the most powerful warriors on the planet. Turles, Bardock, Raditz, Frieza, and his brother Cooler felt the darkness increasing around them and, with a mixture of amazement and concern, headed toward the epicenter of the threat.
Something's not right. The darkness in this place is getting denser.
Whatever it is, we cannot let it threaten Thrax's Nocturne. Let's investigate. The warriors moved nimbly across the gloomy terrain, advancing towards the source of the darkness. As they got closer, the atmosphere became heavier, as if the shadow itself wanted to resist their advance.
The darkness is different. I feel a strange pressure. I'm not afraid of the dark, but this is unusual. Cooler, stay alert.
Understood, Frieza. Let's find out what's going on. Suddenly, a wave of dark energy erupted before them, revealing the shadow creature that was absorbing the darkness of the planet. His twisted figure and malevolent aura were as evident as the threat he posed to Thrax's Nocturne.
Warriors of this planet, his darkness feeds me. Soon I will be unstoppable.
We won't let you destroy Thrax's Nocturne. Get ready, creature.
The warriors went on the attack, each unleashing their unique power against the dark entity. Turles unleashed his evil aura, releasing bursts of destructive energy. Bardock channeled his Saiyan fury into powerful blows, while Raditz and Cooler coordinated their attacks to create a symphony of destruction. Frieza intensifying the struggle.
This creature doesn't know who he's up against.
Your resistance is useless. Each blow only increases my power. The shadow creature, powered by the darkness of Thrax's Nocturne, absorbed attacks with defiant ease. Each impact seemed to strengthen rather than weaken it, plunging the warriors into the disturbing reality that they were facing an enemy that fed on its own darkness. It's not working. He's getting stronger and stronger.
We need to change our strategy. We can't let it absorb all the darkness on the planet.
While the warriors struggled to find an effective strategy, the shadow creature, with its distorted laughter, continued to absorb the darkness, becoming more and more powerful. The Battle of Thrax's Nocturne's survival was at its most critical, and the warriors knew that they had to find a solution before the dark entity became invincible. The dark aura released by the shadow creature enveloped the warriors of Thrax's Nocturne, gradually weakening them. The warriors struggled to stay on their feet as the entity's malevolent energy infiltrated their bodies, obscuring their vital forces.
This is it. Too much.
I can't let that defeat us like this. The warriors, despite their bravery, were overcome by the darkness emanating from the aura of the shadow creature. At that critical moment, when hope seemed to be fading, a heavenly light pierced the shadows. Owamo and Ewin, the angels charged with protecting Thrax's Nocturne, arrived on the battlefield. The darkness emanating from this creature is breathtaking. We cannot allow it to take over this planet. Time to show these warriors how to fight true darkness. The angel spread his wings, and together with the god of destruction, they advanced towards the shadow creature, his presence radiating a luminosity that defied the malevolent nature of the dark aura. As it approached, the dark entities sensed the arrival of divine beings and turned to face the new threat.
Ha 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 ha! More insignificant beings. His light will be devoured by my darkness.
Don't underestimate the power of light. Darkness cannot resist the true essence of creation. Owamo extended his hand, and a purifying light enveloped the battlefield, counteracting the dark effect of the creature's aura. Ewin, on the other hand, deployed the energy of destruction, creating a perfect balance between light and darkness. The shadow creature, for the first time, felt the pressure of forces that it could not easily absorb or resist. The conflict took a turn, and the battle became more intense as the angel and god of destruction faced the dark entity with a unique combination of light and destruction. The real struggle starts now. We'll protect Thrax's Nocturne from the darkness you represent. The fight between the angels and the shadow creature reached impressive levels, with bursts of energy illuminating the dark planet of Thrax's Nocturne. Meanwhile, the warriors, freed from the debilitating effects of the dark aura, watched the fight, hoping that their planet would not be destroyed.
What will happen next? Find out in the next chapter. Well guys, this is all for today's chapter. I hope you liked it and it was to your liking. Now don't forget to leave your powerful like, Supreme God level, comment, and subscribe. Now without further ado, see you in a new video. Until next time.
Dragon.